Hello, and welcome to the Adventure Archive for this episode of Mythic Odysseys of Theros, Tomorrow's Twilight. I am Evil Andy XO. I will be your Dungeon Master this evening as we embark on a quest to change the fate of Alekos. Joining us tonight, you may know him from his writing streams. Maybe you've read his most recent book. I'm sure you've seen him on Dark Kingdoms. Jason, how are you doing this evening?
I'm great. Oh, look at that. Look at that plug. I love it. Thank you. I am playing Periargos, the human bard who has lost his lion mask.
Aw.
So
might be able to get it back at some point in time.
Yeah.
Thank you for the contribution to Jess's DM game. We've
Oh,
got a
yes.
couple of community challenges going on. Jess, who plays Dariana in our Dark Kingdoms game, will be running a game for us once we hit all of those pointy points. And we also have a follower goal as well, which we'll come back to when we shout out Circe Victory.
Yeah.
He's your favorite Russian Christopher Walken. You know him from Dark Kingdoms, where he plays Victor. Matt, how are you doing this evening?
Excellent, Andy. This evening I'll be playing Nico. He's also a Leonin, like my other two friends, but he's a little bit smaller, and he's an artificer, so he uses his brains instead of his brawn.
Awesome. My favorite neighbor, and this is her premiering campaign. You've seen her plenty in the chat. Janelle, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. I'll be playing Fikira, the warlock genie.
The star of the Night Owl gaming archive and the head of Night Owl Squadron. You know him from a bunch of different things. He's awesome. L2, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm L2S Entertainment, or Christian, and I will be playing the Leonin Barbarian Fornaze Dinata.
Excellent, excellent. The man who always has the best drink, freshly recovered. You know him from Dark Kingdoms, where he plays Sylvester. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing much better. Been sick this last week, but feeling good today.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, I am playing Brusino the Fourth Junior, a Leonin Paladin of Heliod. And I'm currently petrified or turned to stone.
Stoned.
Yes, you are
Stoned.
stoned. You're stoned. Thank you so much for the bless. We'll get that on Eric. Maybe he will need it to change his fate and become not stone anymore. So, let's see. Where were we last time? Where we were last time is the first mate of Tomorrow's Twilight flopped down on the deck of the ship as you had made your way back from fighting a giant undead spider. He told you that Captain Morrow, your beloved captain, had been taken hostage by a rogue faction from the local Triton colony. Fearing that she would drown, he bid you to go get Thassa's blessing at the Temple of Thassa and dive deep into the ocean to save her. Fanaze was gifted a vision of the temple, and with the help of Kima, the priestess of Thassa, you jumped into the ocean with webbed feet and webbed toes. Oh man, thank you so much for 3 months, Melee. It goes by so quick. It goes by so quick. Let's see here. And then once you got there, you met a squiggly, tentacle-handed wizard in a blue robe who seemed to be able to control the Tritons around them. Oh, thank you so much for the lurk, Team Quinville. And thanks for the follow, I believe, was on there. I must have missed it while I was doing the... Thank you so much. So after realizing that he was controlling all the Tritons and perhaps responsible for the fraction between the Triton colony, he told you that he had Captain Morrow and would return Captain Morrow if you went into the underneath of this ruined underwater temple and retrieved a relic spear for him. When you went underneath, you found that, oh my gosh, Jabel's casting bless on everybody. Whew. I'm gonna have to try extra hard to kill you guys this session.
I think we got them all from Gilded Stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
baby.
from Gilded Stuff?
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody.
everybody.
Okay. Whew.
Pass 'em
Times
on,
2
baby.
across the board.
Thank you
The plus
so
two.
much. All right. Let's get updated on everything. Make these numbers all good. Thank you, Jables. Thank you, Gilded Stuff. So it should put
Woohoo.
5.
So I actually have 4 of them now. I have
Four
4 after
total?
2. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I did use an extra one last session, so it was a 2 by the end. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And 7. Guess we need to add some extra bumps in here for everybody. And none for me.
Oh.
That's okay. I don't need the Banes to kill you all.
I mean, it's your world.
I will do it myself.
Suddenly, it's plus 20 to hit.
Plus 20 to hit. Oh, great. Okay.
You just have to give
There
Eric
we
like
go.
a
Or
giant
finding a
maw
kaiju.
to jump into.
A giant maw to jump into?
Maw, just an
Just-
open mouth that's ready.
Okay. So you went underneath and you faced these nightmare creatures who became individuals from your past and dealt psychic damage to you. Once you dealt with them, you found at the back of the underneath of this ruined temple a giant stone abomination with the spear sticking out of its head. The abomination had the body of the head of a giant hammerhead shark, the tentacles of a squid or a kraken, and the pinching claws of a giant crab. Knowing that something was up, you guys planned your route out, pulled the spear out of the head, and immediately Fanaze and Brazino the Fourth Jr. began to turn to stone. The creature began flailing and smashing into the ruined temple. Eventually, it freed itself and took off into the ocean as Fanaze and Brazino struggled to avert the grip of the stone upon them. Fanaze succeeded. Brazino did not and turned to stone. When the party came up to the surface again, after taking some time to assess their situation, they found that the mage and his cohorts were gone, seemingly uninterested in the spear. But floating in space was this sheet, this black sheet. And when you turned it to a certain side, you could see inside of it, and there was Captain Morrow floating in the water, a bangle still on her wrist. You immediately replaced the bangle and began to ascend to the surface, where you saw the light above you. And as you swim, you can't help but think to yourself, what horror have we unleashed on Theros? Yay! As everyone swims, Brazino is in the portable hole. The portable hole.
Yep.
Great name for a magic item. And Captain Morrow is on Fanaze's back, and you are swimming upward. Let's see here. You have probably 2 hours of a swim upwards to go. I would like for you to roll a survival check. You may choose who does it.
I think we've established none of us are very good at it. So
No, none of you are
What's
very good at it.
who has the best though? Does anyone have a +1 at least?
I will tell you. Let's see. I
I
have
think
a plus 2.
I'm out.
I have a
because
plus
I'm
2.
in a hole.
Yeah,
then
Jay.
it's-
Yeah,
then-
pity.
All right, let's
I'm
do it.
stoned in a
Bard.
hole.
Let's
You
do
go
it.
first.
Stoned
+2,
in
you're
the
good.
hole.
Which is
You're probably
ironic,
better than
but
all
let's
of
do
us.
it.
It's because of the hair. Your flowing hair.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
There you
What
go.
a great first roll of the night.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're swimming along in this place where there's nowhere to hide, hey Cam, how you doing? Glad you're here tonight. As you're swimming out in the open with nowhere to hide, you peer around and you're flicking just a little bit of hair that's like a centimeter out of place, and you notice a shadow beneath you as you begin to rise. It's very hard to spot, but you know it's probably a shark of some kind, and you're going to have to swim away from it just to make sure that it doesn't get immediately below you.
Okay.
You know
I'm
what
going to
happens
alert
when you get
everybody
below
then.
you.
Yeah.
Here comes
My
the pain.
friends, we are being pursued.
You are being pursued. Okay. So fortunately, because you are aware, you are able to climb fast enough to stay away from it. And let's just move the whole group up. And you also move sideways. And even though you are moving quickly, the shark still begins to gain.
And all of us are aware of the shark at this point?
Yes. Each one of these squares is a lot of distance, but you can all see a shark in the distance now.
So we did a thing in my classroom with my kids where they were talking about sharks and how they can like smell blood from like for really long distances away. So it gave me an idea for this game. So one of the things that Nico can do is put a scent on things. Like he has some ideas. So he has one thing left that he can put this magical, let's see what they call it. It's pretty cool. Magical tinkering. And so he's got 2 objects going, but he can do a third one. And so his idea was that he was going to take just like one of the random tools that he doesn't really use a lot and put the scent of blood on it. And so even though it says like in the air, you can only smell it, I think from like 10 feet away. My hope would be if I could drop it kind of past the shark. If it's a shark, it would smell the blood and kind of go crazy and chase off after it rather than us, since hopefully none of us, we're stoned, but we're not bloodied.
Interesting. Okay.
Cool.
We're going to do an opposed check here.
Okay.
You're going to do an intelligence check, and
Ooh.
the shark and its rider
Cool.
are going to roll a separate check.
And this is a thing I can put like Steph and Jabel's bless on.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, you can
Cool.
bless this. Absolutely.
And this is just straight up intelligence.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, here we go with the bless. I don't see my roll, but I heard
Okay,
it.
so I have a
You see it?
12 for the shark. I do not. Yes, no, I do not see yours.
You don't
Yeah,
see my.
ooh.
There's my bless.
Oh, there's your bless.
Ugh.
I was like a
So
2
let me
total.
let me hit it again and let me see what if it goes again. We'll just if 2 pop up, we'll go with the first one. Here we go. You know what? I probably heard yours. Oh yeah, so I got
Okay.
16 and 2, so 18.
Excellent. As you begin swimming upwards, you drop this tool that is now emitting the scent of blood. And you see that the shark actually begins to pay attention as it gets closer to the object that you dropped. It doesn't necessarily like completely go away, and you can it's hard to see from this far away, but you can see the rider struggling to make the shark do what he wants to do. You continue to climb.
I'm hoping every foot counts.
And after an hour, the shark is very far away now. It's still below you, but it's still far away. It's only maybe 20 more minutes before you get close enough that you start to hear the like churning of the waves above the surface, and you feel as if you are home free.
Yes.
After maybe another 30 minutes, you finally make it ashore. Let's take us back to the city then.
Oh man, I'm nervous about my claws.
You're nervous about your claws?
I don't want these webs forever.
Nice work, Matt. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you just basically avoided a whole combat there.
It was inspiration through elementary school teaching.
I love
There
it
you
when,
go,
when
kids.
something comes
Stay in
together
school.
like that. Yeah.
Stay in school.
Can we get a stay in school in chat? Oh, we don't have one of those.
Oh, I should just learn my lesson and do the fun thing that I should have been doing all along and copy and paste.
It's funny because they had a little article that was like, who would ever use these artificer like fusions? Now I feel like challenge accepted, right? Like I just started writing a list.
There we go. Okay. Let's switch back over to the map of Alekos.
Nice.
You wade ashore, Captain Moro still on the back of Fonaze, and Brazino, the fourth junior, tucked away in a portable hole, and you come up just outside of the city gates to the north.
Is it a sandy shoreline or a rocky shoreline?
It's a sandy shoreline. There are cliffs that come up behind the Grand Temple,
Okay.
but you're able to find a sandy shoreline with a small bluff that's
Okay.
fairly easy to.
As we make it onto the sand, and like kind of like, I was able to get up on my feet once we were walking up, but I still go down onto the sand and just scratch into fists like just two nice big handfuls of sand, and then just like wipe them into my mane, and I just go, "Thank you, Clothis, for the safe return."
As your hand begins to warm up in the air of the late afternoon, you see the webs between your fingers start to shrink and finally disappear. And as you get over to the edge of the water, you all have lost your blessing from Thassa. Your hooves return, Fakira. No more awkward fish feet for you. And everyone else feels very much themselves. The pressure...
Except for Brazino.
Yeah, well, he's stoned, so don't do drugs. The pressure released off of you as you finally feel yourself in the air is amazing. It's bizarre to imagine there are creatures that live down there. It's just not the perception that you have. Stoned in a portable hole. Yep.
So when we hear Fonaze kind of give the blessings to Clothis, Nico kind of looks at Fonaze and is like, I think we've got to take our brother perhaps back to that temple. We're going to need more help than we can offer him right now if we're going to get the web feet off of him, because he's got stoned web feet right now, my friend.
Indeed. Let's make haste.
So we should go to the Temple of Thassa.
Should we go to the temple or the dock master? She might know somebody.
I'm wondering. Yeah,
What
do
about
we
the
think the dock master can?
What about the
This
Grand
round?
Temple? It's not too far from the docks. And we're
Yeah.
closer to it.
And we haven't seen Kima. We probably need to connect with Kima. Maybe she can help us out.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kima was strangely...
Did we leave her down there?
She wasn't anywhere,
She peaced out.
You kind of looked around, but if she didn't want to be found, you weren't going to find her.
Because we could always go to the dock master.
Maybe she got eaten by a strange beast underwater. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh no.
Okay. So the Grand Temple is the closest. Is that where you're going to go?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so.
Excellent. You all should have control of your minis. Let me make sure.
What's the old guy's name at the Grand Temple?
Crofetes.
That's right.
You can all move your own tokens if you want to move over to the Grand Temple.
And Nico kind of remembers that his buddies were a little bit fired up last time we rolled through here. I think because some people were kind of eyeing us. Did you notice anybody eyeing us?
No, but you do notice something. You notice that people have begun to congregate down by the docks. It looks like news of the story of the play that's going to be put on has reached the entire city. And some people don't have anything to do, so they have simply gone to camp out at the docks to get a good seat before the show starts. So there's tons of people in the docks, like tons and tons of people in the docks.
Awesome.
And even some of them notice you as you move your way towards the Grand Temple. Some of them throw up arms and cheer as they see the heroes who killed the Chromanticore. Others, stuck in their malaise, just continue to sit put or sulk.
Is there any children?
Yes, of course there's children. There are children all over the place.
So kind of like
running amok, dirty.
As Nico's walking by, like if there's any kids that are brave enough to touch like Bonaze's fur or his fur, he'll kind of give them one of those cookies.
Oh man, you give out a cookie out of the jar, huh?
And like he'll probably give out like a few, but like he's not gonna like wade into the crowd. It's kind of like as the kids are daring enough to kind of
okay.
Come out, like,
give me a charisma check.
Oh my! It's not gonna go well here. So I'm gonna bless it for sure because my charisma is pretty sweet. Here we go. Let me slap that. I said I was gonna bless
Don't
it.
waste
Nico,
the bless.
Do I not need to waste it?
Don't
Okay,
waste
cool.
the bless.
We need to form a
It's fine.
team, Nico. You make the cookies, I give the cookies. All right?
Oh, I forgot to delete one for your.
But he kind of
previous,
like
so.
his claws are like crumbling the cookies kind of up. He's like,
But, yeah, that's like the full creepy guy. Like, hey, give me candy.
There is actually a worse problem that takes place. You start handing out food,
Oh no!
and people begin to fight over the cookies that
Oh
you handed out.
no!
You see a pile up of kids as one tries to take one from the other. A couple of parents get involved, and there is soon a small fist fight.
Yeah.
The guards nearby rush forward and push people away,
Oh
but you remember that this is a starving city.
yeah, but it's not. Nico's book smart. He's not he doesn't have high EQ. So. Oh man, I'm so sorry about that. Whew.
Okay. I'm going to bring up the picture of Crofetes.
I guess that's kind of what happened day one, wasn't it, Kira? Oh, I should have remembered that. But we kind of tried to give him money or something like that.
Try to give him money. Yeah.
Didn't we try to do
they're
that
not
right off the
interested. They're
It
just
didn't
not
go
interested
somewhere.
in the money.
They were like, "Do you have food?"
I thought you were supposed to be nice.
Okay. You walk through the courtyard in front of the Grand Temple, up the steps through the small garden out front, and walk into the square, kind of beveled room with all of the little shrines at each section. And you notice a priest sweeping, and there is Crofetes over by the shrine to Karametra. He's drinking something from a wine sack, but he also has a bronze plate in his hand that he is polishing. As you enter the room, you notice it is considerably brighter in here than it was earlier in the day, or the last time that you were here. and you notice that he's actually polished a bunch of bronze plates around the room, and each one of the bronze plates point towards the now fairly clean shrine to Heliod.
Yes. Okay. Well, so I'm feeling kind of gun-shy because of the cookie incident. Perry,
Yes,
think
Nico.
we should dump out this portable hole thing and put our friend here next to his superior, his divine one.
I believe it is our only chances this time, so yes.
All right. So Nico is gonna kind of look at Profiti and see, like, kind of nod at him, like, "Hey, I'm gonna head over to Heliod's thing." Like, is he gonna stop him if he heads over?
No, Karametra's shrine is actually the shrine next to Heliod's.
Okay.
So it's not particularly far away. He just kind of
Cool.
looks at you as you step up.
Okay, cool. And I kind of thank him for cleaning this up for our friend Brazino. And I was like, "You're not going to believe this, Graffiti." And then he kind of turns the bag over and puts it like facing on the ground, hopefully so that his webbed paws are on the ground, so that he can kind of do like a magic trick and kind of lift it up.
That is not how the portable hole works. The portable
Oh,
hole
I don't know how they work.
must be laid down on the ground and pulled out flat. And when it's flat, there's a hole in the ground.
Oh,
so
cool.
you lay it out like a sheet just on the ground, and then there's a hole, like a interdimensional space that's just there.
That's awesome. So I guess I'm gonna kind of look on the floor and see if there's any interesting engravings or like a circle maybe. Or
there are like carved, not carved. There are like mosaic kind of things in the ground, but nothing that it would feel blasphemous to lay out this temporary thing in front of.
Do any of the rest of you have any knowledge about Heliod before I do this?
No, I'm afraid I do not.
Okay, then I guess this place is as good as any. And then he kind of puts it the correct way. And he gets it perfectly flat, so it turns into a hole, hopefully. And then I guess I'm gonna need a little bit of help because he kind of yanks on it. He knows he's too weak. If he was too weak underwater.
So you lay it out, and it's actually a water filled hole with
that's so cool.
Brazino the Fourth Jr. statue doing the whole.
he's down.
The really forced pose there in the water.
Oh man, I wish I had brought my block and tackle, because I don't. So Fanaze, Kira, Perry, I think it's going to take all of us to get this massive, beautiful Leonin statue.
It's huge. Yeah, it's a
out of
massive
here.
statue.
Are we going to have to jump into the hole to kind of?
You can like step down into it. It's only like a couple feet deep, but you could it's funny because you could use it as like a defensive position if you wanted to, like actually like get into it if you like laid it out. But you could step down in the hole and like lift him out of it if you needed to.
And he's going to take a few minutes and kind of figure out the engineering on this, like to get like good leverage, because that's just his thing.
I hope you have been working on your deadlifts, my friends.
Oh, I've missed many leg days on Plains of Perescos, but luckily we've got Fanaze here, and I think with the three of us.
I think I'll be fine, and I step in the hole.
The water kind of goes up and kind of sloshes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just pours out onto the floor, and Graffiti's looks over like, "Damn it! We just got that clean."
I see that it's gonna make a mess too, so I'm more than happy to do that in a temple.
Yeah, he kind of shakes his head. So the sweeping has happened, but nobody's mopped in here in like forever. So
Use a good clean. Do I have to roll something to lift him out of there?
Yes,
or?
you have advantage on this because you're being helped, but it would be a strength check.
Okay. Oh, okay, just straight strength. Yeah. Okay. Advantage.
There we go.
Very nice. It's not the easiest thing, but you finally get Brazino out, and there he is standing in front, water dripping off of this petrified stone statue, standing before the altar of his god.
Honestly, I think we gonna have to sacrifice something here.
Graffitis, do you know how to fix this?
Graffitis looks over at you. Have you retrieved the... Have you... Who are you again?
I'm gonna go up because just to remind me, Graffitis was the one that was drinking the first time.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm gonna go up to him, like stand like over him, and just shake my wet mane right at him, just snap him out of it, and then like just pull the spear out and go up to the statue, and I just like useless, and then I'm gonna tap the statue with the tip of the spear and just say like, hopefully this works.
It does nothing. Graffitis wipes the like water off of his face and goes, "Oh, yes, the adventurers. Have you got the artifact from the lost Archon artifact from below the city?"
Yes.
Where is it? This is amazing. Oh, this could save Alekos.
I just go ting, and I like, kind of brandish it there, like proudly.
The spear? No, it's not a spear. It's a dial like this. It says it's quite good at protecting from certain kinds of magic, even capable of protecting from the gods buried beneath the city. Did you forget the quest I asked you to go on?
Something else came up.
Well, I see that. What do you need? What do you need me to do?
Our friend is still in stone here.
Yeah, he's quite an impressive statue, but
we need him to not be one, priest.
Preferably flesh and fur again, not crumbly bits.
Okay.
Just to be specific.
And he was a warrior of Heliod, if I remember correctly. Looks that way. And then Graffitis walks over and he hangs the bronze plate on the alcove, or on the support, kind of to the side of where he was at, and you can see that each one of them kind of reflects the light coming from the windows above to deflect over to the shrine to Heliod. And he looks around at you. Does anyone have anything shiny?
How shiny? Like a mirror?
A mirror would work. A polished bronze discus. A fantastically
shield?
kept... A shield? If it's polished well enough, I suppose.
Oh, she takes that out of her skirt and starts cleaning it.
My abdominals are glistening. Well, that's
Yes, you are quite the specimen, but you do not reflect light.
His hair is very shiny.
Yeah.
So Fakir, how about this one? And he holds out, even though it doesn't represent Heliod, it represents Thassa. He does have an exquisitely made shield that had kind of caught the eye of Theros. Now, I know I cleaned it up a while ago, but we've been underwater since then, so I'm not sure what it's looking like.
Yeah, I don't believe it would reflect light in the way that you need.
Okay.
No, there is another thing that is shiny and reflects light. If you have enough of it, gold, say 100 gold ought to suffice the god. Gold means
10.
nothing in Alekos right now. You can't buy wine, you can't buy food, but the god, Heliod,
Have it.
he respects the power it has and the law that it stands for.
Do you think the captain has coffers?
I've got 10 gold pieces right here for Kira.
Yeah, I got about the same.
Probably not enough.
I can give about 10 too.
I'm not sure. This Heliod drives a hard
What
bargain.
about you, handsome fellow?
Yes, I do have some gold I can provide.
Perry, what do you think if I cut off a few locks of your beautiful hair? Perhaps that
Oh, now let's not get crazy.
Now hurry! Sometimes if you don't act quickly, these things can last forever.
Okay.
40 gold, you say? 40?
Yeah.
Place it
Yes.
on the altar. Place it on the altar. Hurry!
All right, I'll go put it over there.
Yeah.
Okay. He begins to do some chanting, lights a little bit of this herb, starts doing smoke stuff through the air, and then he blows it all off, and you see it kind of contaminates the air, and then the sunlight purges it and actually cleans it, and you just watch it disappear like that out of the air. We have his attention. I haven't done this in a long time. No one here seems to worship Heliod anymore. But let's see what I can do. Oh, Heliod, god of the sun, your champion needs your help. What is his name?
Brazino the Fourth Junior.
That's his name?
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is very difficult.
I
Your
actually want
champ-
to. I want to attempt to harmonize with him to maybe make his chanting sound a little better.
Ooh.
Your champion, Brazino the Fourth, needs your aid. Be appeased by this gift. Be appeased by this gift. Return him to flesh, that he may make your visions on Theros come true. Give me a performance check,
Okay.
Perianos.
There we go. Come on, baby.
Yes! Okay.
Rock and roll, baby.
So
Literally.
I need to do. Let's see here.
He looks like a.
I'm
young
inventing
kid.
power chords right now, guys.
Yeah.
Inventing power chords. Wow, amazing. Okay. Okay. The sun begins to intensify in the room, and you see the gold actually evaporates as the sun intensifies on that point. And it gets so bright for a moment that everyone has to close their eyes or put their hands up in front of them. And as the sun dims, you open your eyes, and there's Brazino in flesh.
But I'm still holding that pose.
Oh, yeah. Brazino, as you begin to see with your own eyes again, you notice your paws, and they begin to turn back into paws again. You're not under the pressure of the water, and you look around, and you're standing in the Grand Temple. The drunken priest, Graffitis, is standing there in the sun-profusing stance that you've seen from the sun priests in other temples that you know.
Nice.
And your eyes work again.
Brazino, you owe us 40 gold.
Okay, that was very weird. How did we get here?
We swam.
A lot of swimming.
Brazino, you're not going to believe this, but you came up in a hole, my friend. And then he kind of opens it up, and it's still got a little bit of water in it.
Yeah, it still has quite a bit of water in it.
It's like, I don't know how we would have gotten you out of the depths, to be honest. But thankfully, we're here. Do we still have Captain Morrow with us?
Yes. Unless you've laid her down,
But I
she's
think-
still strapped
yeah.
to Fenazi's back.
I think though.
I have him, and then my shield like capping it like a turtle. Yeah.
It's great to see you, brother, but I think we got to get Captain Morrow back to the ship and get this thing moving. And do me a favor, don't offer the kids out there any food.
I have no
will
food
not.
to offer them.
Okay.
I go up to Brazino. It's good to see you back, brother. I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
you went through what you did.
I don't have much know what you're talking about.
I
was swimming and now I'm in here. And it
pull
does
out,
look much better than it did before.
yes, much better to be on land. And I pull out the coral spear. Was it a spear or a trident? I think it was a spear.
Hold on.
And
Every time.
I give it over to Brazino to add to the other one you have.
Ooh, all right.
Vicky Red just runs up and gives you a big
I-
hug.
I say thank you.
How tall is she compared to him, though? Like, does
She
he
is
come to his waist?
5'2". She
Yeah.
is short.
It's like 2 feet shorter.
That's awesome.
Okay. Graffiti's looks you all over and notices Moro passed out on Fenazi's back. Do you need healing for this one? She looks like
Yeah.
she could use it.
If
Bring
you-
her over here to the Shrine of Karametra.
So I bring her. I like unstrap the shield, and she's still kind of just naturally slumps into the bowl of it, and I kind of bring it onto, and you hear kind of ting as I like put it on the ground near the foot of the statue or the altar, wherever it needs to be.
You lay her actually just right onto the altar.
On the altar. Okay.
Yeah, it's covered in like fronds and other leaves, but it doesn't look like anyone has made an offering just yet today. I don't think anybody's actually been allowed inside. And as he Graffiti's passes around the back and he waves a hand over Moro above her, and then he plucks a leaf off of one of the plants from the shrine, and he opens her mouth and puts it inside and closes her mouth, mumbles a couple of things, and you see just the plants actually kind of like lift up just slightly, and he casts a healing spell upon her, and her eyes open up slowly. And she reaches up and pulls the leaf out. Yawns slightly and then sits up and opens her eyes to look at all of you.
Nico takes a knee and just says, "It's good to see you, my captain."
I follow in the same.
My heroes, I'd never had a doubt you'd come to save me. Oh, it feels so good to be breathing air again. So, what has happened so far? Where is Klaus? How have your missions been going in Alekos? She stands up while she asks you that question, almost unfazed, uninterested in her own, saving. And she pulls her cloak around and begins to wring water out of it, checks her equipment as she waits for you to answer her.
Kira's just going seeing whether or not she seems herself.
Give me an insight check. You remember the way the creatures spoke underwater seemed unnatural. Because they were unnatural to you, it's hard to tell, but you know Moro very well. She seems to speak herself eloquently and to the point at the same time. And the way she moves, she seems to be possessing herself and not possessed by another.
Okay. Fakira kind of like just smiles. Klaus is at the boat.
Good. I was worried when he fled from the fight that he might not make it. I'm glad to hear he did. Very glad. So, what have you been up to?
We are a little behind schedule.
Yes, we had to take a detour to, rescue you and everything.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I will not forget it. I promise you. I promise you everyone will know what you've done. But I have to know what you've done first.
There is much
You
to...
tell her.
Yeah, there is much to unpack here, especially considering what might be on the way.
I don't need to know all of the details just yet. We can talk about that more later. What time of day is it? She looks up at the ceiling above and like looks at the light. It's daytime. Is it the summer solstice?
No, that's tomorrow.
Oh, thank the gods. And she notices then like really where she's like standing at. And she takes the bit of like leaf and like puts it into the soiled pot so that like the stem is sticking out, so it could potentially grow.
Nice.
Just give me the finer points, the important points.
We met a Johnny Goldmane
Oh, you met a Johnny.
helping.
That's...
Lots of blue guys. Blue guys are bad.
Blue guys are bad.
And
There was a portal to the underworld that had
Yeah,
been
that-
opened, and Ajani was present upon our leaving of that chasm.
Did he come back to Alekos?
No.
Damn, we could have used his help.
Before
Oh,
that,
well.
though, guys.
Oh well, we're still doing just fine. What
When we-
troubles have you solved for Alekos?
When we said goodbye to you, Captain, we followed that man-eating beast, and we were able to slay it and bring it back. It seemed to raise the spirits of the people.
What was the name of this beast? What do they call it?
The Chromanticore.
The Chromantic.
Chromanticore. That has a lovely ring to it. That's
And,
fantastic. What else?
Unfortunately, though, we sent folks to deal with the marauders, and the followers of Rune, I believe you called them, Captain. But we sent. I believe it was the players, right, Andy?
You sent the hoplites to take
The
care of
hoplites, yeah. And they
Yeah.
keep failing, right?
You
So-
could also, in this moment, you guys could just say, we just fill her in on everything that we've done.
We fill
Okay.
You don't have to
We
go
fill her
over
in.
like everything. Just let her
Nice.
know. Just let her
Okay,
know. Just
okay.
let her know.
And then we got this spear.
Dope
I
spear.
definitely am concerned about that creature you described. It could be a real problem. We'll have to take precautions to make sure it does not get in the way of our performance or do any damage to the city, but I am impressed, my heroes. You truly have followed my advice. Thank you. Now, let's get back to tomorrow's Twilight and figure out what we do next. Fakira? Or fun. Let's see here. Who has an instrument on them? Periergos
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kira has a horn.
has her horn. Perry. Do you know the song, "The Passage of Theodora"?
Do I?
You can say yes or no. It's entirely up to you.
Of course, my captain.
Fakira, are you able to follow along even if maybe you don't know the tune?
Yeah, I could give some
then
Good stuff.
follow me. And she gets up and leads you out of the Grand Temple, out into the square ahead. And as she stops every now and then to take in the view of like what's going on, and she pauses for a moment. She seems to be waiting for like the moment to tell Periergos to begin to play. And
Akira takes a second and just like checks on the seed that she planted the day before.
It actually grew into the plant that Graffitis pulled the piece from to heal Moro. All right.
Okay.
So Moro begins leading you guys along out into, let's see here, out into the docks. And then once she sees like the people there, she begins to ask, she turns and says, Periegos, begin playing now.
All right, I do.
Give me a performance check with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Excellent.
Whew, close one.
You begin to play the Passage of Theodora. Theodora was a very famous hero from the Olanton area who defeated Gorgons, actually around the city of Alekos. And as you walk, Fakira tooting along with you, Moro sings a song to the people. She changes the lyrics to make the song about you. She sings about how you saved Alekos from the Chromanticore, returning its head to the Godspire, how you closed a portal to the underworld with the help of Ajani Goldmane, and the performance is electrifying. Her voice is one of the best voices you've ever heard sing, and she works her craft in front of the people. As you get close to the ship, you see that everyone has been hard at work. And there is quite the crowd already assembled. Let's see here.
By the way, while we're walking and the captain was singing a song, I was feeling like so proud, like sticking my chest out. Like, this is like to have my deeds in song is like what I'm living for. So Rosina was heavily into that.
Excellent. So you guys see that a stage has been made. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Ah, the jackal. Yes.
It was that performance.
It was the performance.
That's what got it.
Thank you so much. A crowd has begun to gather around the dock to the tomorrow's Twilight. You see that there are tons of people, and the stage crew has actually turned the dock into a stage full with like curtains and the modern accoutrements of a modern stage. It's just not made of stone like you're used to. Fun, but you know, it won't be as fun to like not do a show that is like not in a stone. Thank you so much, Melee. Yes, we've been mostly RPing yet, so I haven't had an opportunity to slap them around, but thank you so much. Let's see here. Perfect. Okay. You work your way through the crowd, following Captain Moro as she sings. You all know that she is an even better player of the lyre, and she walks you up these stairs right here and onto the stage as if she owns the place, and then you all proceed to follow her back to the ship. Actually, she stops stops right about there, because Klaus comes to meet you. Did I come up with a token for him? That's always an important thing.
I think you need to. You need Brazino in there now too.
Oh yes, yes, of course.
Yeah,
I
baby.
do need Brazino.
Yeah, I'm out of the K-hole.
You're out of the candle.
Oh man, he's glowing too. Like had the song, the glory,
Yeah.
the Heliod rays.
Yeah.
Why
Good
is
deck.
it not letting me put you down? Come on, buddy. There we go. Haha. I'll have to update some things about your token, but there you are. So, you get backstage and are immediately greeted by Favovi and many of the other guards and stagehands that had been working on it. Oh, she falls to her knees for a moment and then gets up and hugs the captain. Thank goodness, or thank the gods. Your fish friend has been just talking restlessly in his sleep. He's healing up just fine, Captain. Nothing to worry about here. Everyone's been talking about your deeds as well, and she turns around to you. Also, we haven't spotted anyone in blue cloaks, but we are keeping our eyes out for you. What's your orders, Captain? The captain turns to you. Get everyone back on the ship for a briefing. We're going to find out what is currently going on, where we're at, and what we are going to do next. You all get pulled onto the ship. You see Klaus there, and Barnaby as well. Barnaby and... getting a little bit of lag here. The internet always does fantastically good when it's windy on our nice little canyon side. So, let's see here. Let's make sure I have assets for everyone. So, all of your lovely tokens. And I don't have any of the other good guys because I'm so good at this. Okay. So you go into greater detail about what's been going on. Barnaby informs you that the ushers are busy on... which quest was it? The Blessings of the Snake God. Let's put this up in front of everybody so we can go over it. Nice. The Blessings of the Snake God. And now would be a good time for somebody to roll to see how this goes. They are basically tending to the sick and the wounded in the city. And now it's time to roll that 20. Who's going to roll it?
Who hasn't rolled for our...
Who hasn't yet?
I rolled one.
I haven't yet, but who else?
Go for it.
Go for it?
Yeah.
And it's just a flat, straight D20, right?
It's just a straight D20.
And no blesses allowed, right?
No, not in this instance. No blesses.
Right. Old school cool. It's your way, Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So.
There, chinny chin chin.
Old school.
They managed to alleviate some of the pains in the city. They weren't able to fully heal people because that's not what they do. Oh. Gosh, I hate to break this to you, but the ushers actually get disadvantage on this.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
so
I just scrolled down.
Give us another roll here.
Gonna go big or go home. Go ham, tense. Baby.
Come on, baby.
You got
ham.
This. Okay.
They
still pass. They still pass.
Okay.
Still pass. It's not the best because they're not healers. They weren't able to do this. Because the ushers did it, it's automatic 4%, no chance at the 8%. but you do get +4, which is better than nothing.
Yeah, correct.
They did what they could to heal those who needed healing, to comfort those they could. But they brought some relief to the city, but were not able to entirely heal the sickness. And they certainly did not discover the source of the sickness either.
They could have used that plant of yours, Kira.
Potentially. Okay. The next one was you sent the actors to take care of strations at the gates.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did.
One of us is like kind of a stration, right?
Well,
do you know
I'm
that?
from. I'm not. Well, I'm not Astration, but I'm from
Akros.
Akros.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, the players went to parley with the Strations and have returned, bearing some news. Let's see what that news is. Janelle, have you rolled yet?
Yeah, I did the first player's one.
And so, who's left for a roll? Is it Matt?
Nothing.
It's probably me, I guess, because he hasn't had really anything to roll.
Okay.
And same thing, straight 20 looks like.
Yeah, no disadvantage, no nothing.
And if they success, 5%.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a flat roll.
All right, 20. Speak to me. Perforos? I need you now, buddy. Yes!
Hey!
Okay.
Nice.
Another 5%.
Amazing.
The players return.
Roar!
And Yanni Peepus. Yanni
what?
Yanni Peepus.
That sounds dirty.
Yay! Thank you for the cheers. Does that blesses for everyone, Andy? You are so good to us.
Oh.
Thank you so much. Let's get a
Thanks,
shout
Andy.
out. Actually,
Yeah.
there's a
And I
bunch
think-
of people.
Are you in
we need
exams
to
right now,
shout out.
Andy?
Huh?
I think he's in exams or something, giving exams.
Oh, he's giving
It's
examples.
finals. It's finals week. I know that.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. We should take a moment to pass out some much needed shout outs here. Jables, fantastic human being. Thank you so much for being here. We absolutely love you. Andy, the magician, one of our favorite DMs and a fantastic moderator for us. Thank you so much. If somebody could give me some shout outs
Best
there.
mod ever.
Best
right?
mod ever indeed. Sursa Victory, our patron, thank you, and inspirer of a lot of how I know Ryan and myself kind of approach some games. Gilded Steph and the Gilded Troll, thank you for being an inspiration for us, and we are always really interested in seeing what you guys are doing. Maybe we'll all make the jump over to Foundry soon. And of course, the Mother of Jedi, the pillar of this kind of greater community. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. We love you so much. And Papa Jedi. Can't forget Papa Jedi. Thanks so much, everybody. Okay. The players return, and they tell you a story of 500 Strations. Particularly, they are the like heavy infantry kind, led by a young warrior. The name of the warrior is... What is the name of the warrior?
Do we get to make it up?
No, I know it. I just need to look it up.
Brazino the fifth.
It's Brazino the fifth. Yes, indeed. It's your
what a
son
plot
from the
twist.
future. Oh my!
My God, that was amazing.
Okay.
Iliad.
Yes. Here we go. Yes. How could I forget this amazing name? So good. This name is. The name of the commander is Polymetes Tratius. And Perry, you know him. He is from your generation and was the Palametes Secundus is a grand marshal, basically a general of generals, and Palametes Tratius is his son, and you have kind of a friendly, if not awkward relationship with him because he was critical of you, very critical of you, and your brothers as well. But they succeeded in convincing Palametes not to give up his being in the area, simply to move back enough miles that they would not be putting pressure on the city of Alekos, agreeing that they weren't there to do any thank you so much, Andy. Agreeing that they weren't there to do any harm necessarily, they backed off and are waiting until they're needed, essentially. Hopefully, what they might be needed for, you can only guess, but you know they aren't there for peace, essentially. You know. So.
Might come in handy versus that monstrosity.
Yes.
Must have working
Janelle, what are you at? Are you at 8? Are you all the way at 8 blesses now? Just like Jason is.
7.
7? I have you at 8. And I think I'm right.
We can review it later.
Yes, we can. Okay. So, after that, you only have to announce your own victory. And that's all that's left in the quests for right now. How do you want to do that? Do you want to do that here on stage? Do you want to do that at the Spire?
Let's get maybe as many people as we have masks and just like parade through and then go attach them to the spire. You know, like a little snake of masks.
Parade through?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I will need a performance check then.
All of us or just me?
Yeah.
We can do.
Will it be helped with music and stuff like this?
Yeah, I feel like I'll be definitely doing what I can to.
Yeah.
Channel those vibes from that previous tune.
Yes.
I'll slam the spear on the shield to kind of keep rhythm with
Yeah,
everyone
there you
else.
go.
But yeah.
Okay. So you step out onto the stage. And actually Moro goes with you, and she announces what you've done. And you hold up the masks for everyone to see, and give me a performance check from whoever wants it. It can be with advantage if you like, because you're absolutely helping each other out here.
Okay.
What?
Aren't we all
You want me to do it or?
proficient?
I have plus-
You're probably the
Yes.
best.
I have +5.
Oh,
Same.
better than me.
So
I'm 4.
go for it. I did it last time.
Loki. Hold those
There we go.
fingers.
Hey.
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
That's a nat.
Oh,
That's a nat.
that's a nat.
Look
Okay.
at that.
Oh, Fakira,
As
Fakira.
you hold up the signs, the crowd goes wild, and begin cheering. And they heard the song, The Passage of Theodora, earlier. And as they begin cheering, you hear them begin to sing the song again, The Passage of Theodora as well. They didn't remember the lyrics perfectly as Moro delivered them, but they sing like the original lyrics of The Passage of Theodora. And follow you as you travel down to the spire. You lay your trophies on the spire along with the head of the Chromanticore and the Chromantacubs, and it's fantastic. So because of the roll for the Sinister Secrets, let's change this and bring the Sinister Secrets up. It was possible 5 out of 10 because of the critical. You'll be getting the full 10.
Akira, she's the champion. She's the MVP every week.
And you have also gained the eye of Krufix, as in he is paying attention to you. But you've also gained the ire of Erebos.
Mean.
Oh, because of the masks.
Well, he fought you there, so he is not happy. Okay.
I think he can go pound sand.
Oh, as you return to the stage and people continue to sing and all that, as you come back to the stage, you are greeted by the return of the stagehands. They come back sweaty, looking like they've put in a hard 2 days' work, and they report back to you. The temple is... You're going to have to roll for it.
Oh, no.
You get advantage on this as well.
Has everyone rolled one?
Yeah. I think
You know
so.
what? I usually work with stagehands, so I'll
Do it up.
Excellent.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, so with advantage, you said?
Yes, with advantage.
Okay, so 2d20s. So that'll be a 13.
13. That is good enough to succeed.
Okay.
And so what I need you to do is I need you to roll a 2d8 and take the highest of the d8s.
D8, highest of the D8s. Okay.
Come to me, Clothis.
They were both sixes.
They're both sixes. So plus 2, you're going to be taking a total of 8% on there. Ellie, one of the stagehands that you work with, informs you, we have rebuilt the temple. It is not as perfect as it was before it was destroyed, but it will serve. It will serve. Thank you, Gorgongon. Thank you so much for the 2 months.
Thanks for the
Thank you so
sub.
much. Yeah. You also have now performed enough feats that Erois is also got his eye on you as well.
Ooh.
Yes, you are starting to impress many gods. She tells you that it will take some time for the plants that generally decorate the temple to regrow, but people can go give offerings to Karametra, and it is pleasing. I believe we have a visitor.
Oh,
Yep. Hello.
baby
Hi,
Mora.
buddy. Come here.
You know what?
Yep. Hi, everybody.
You
Say
buddy.
hi, everyone.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hey, baby.
Oh, we're sleepy.
Yeah. He's had a
Yep,
fun
he's
day.
like out.
Good night.
Digging that shirt.
Come on.
A
Come on.
little sailor.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't want to leave. Hold on, just one moment.
Oh,
He heard that. He heard that performance.
Here's the sing along.
I think Nanette
What a
went-
cutie. He's getting so smart. Can't wait till I can play some Dungeons and Dragons with him. All right,
2
let's
more
get some,
weeks.
let's get some music going. So let's add up how much you have taken so far. Okay, so that is 19, 27% change. What are we at currently? Currently, we're at 77.
Oh, so 50.
We're at
huh?
flat half.
Flat half. And you still
Flip a
have
coin.
1 day to go. Oh boy. Give me just a second, and I will change that over. Actually, this is a good moment for us to take a little bit of a break. Everyone, thanks for sticking around with us. We're going to take like a 5-minute break or a little bit longer than that, and we will be right back to continue our adventure. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Adventure Archive with the Mythic Odysseys of Theros, tomorrow's Twilight. If you're just joining us, our heroes have made good on a bunch of quests, and the fate of Alekos is now down to just 50% failure. It's getting to be evening time, and with 1 day left to go, the heroes have basically 1 day of questing left before the final bit of our adventure begins, and the performance and the fate of Alekos is decided. So, you all, after fighting a monster near the underworld and going underwater to save the captain, you're all overcome with a feeling of exhaustion. No even attempts to roll. At this point, the tiredness is beginning to set in, and as the sun begins to set, you feel it's time to turn in for the evening. Where would you guys like to stay?
Maybe the ship, right?
On the ship?
The ship's
It's
probably
our home. This
Okay.
is our pride.
All right. Moro and everyone else, you guys can all come back to the ship. You all bunk down in your normal positions on the ship and go to sleep for the night. Turn in for the night. After having a small meal, of course. You all are going to level up to level 3 now.
Woo!
Finally. Yeah, I know. It feels like we've been fighting for like a long time. All right.
Thank you.
And as you lay there and the night goes by, the open sky above your head, you are greeted by a show up in Nyx, the stars above. And it tells the story of Nylea and how she heralds in the seasons. She fires her bow, and the seasons turn from winter to spring. And you see things begin to come to life in Theros. A short while passes, and she fires her bow again, and it becomes summertime, and summer festivals are happening, and harvests are being brought in, and you can see life coming to its height. She fires her bow again, and fall begins to happen. You see the trees start to turn, and things stop growing. And she fires her bow one more time, and winter comes, and death descends on the plants and the natural world of Theros. You see the whole cycle, the whole natural cycle happen, and each one of them are heralded by Nylea, the goddess of the hunt, as she fires her bow across Theros. And then you drift off to sleep, secure that Fivovi and the other guards will keep you and the stage safe for now. You wake in the morning. No alarms were sounded at night. And you are greeted by a familiar face who comes to the ship this time. Agatha, the portmaster. She is waiting for you, and she appears to have some things in hand, some scrolls and other things. Thank you. May I come aboard? She says up to you. Moro and Klaus seem to be absent at this moment.
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. She comes aboard and immediately pulls some literature out for you. You have been doing so many good things for us. Thank you. I come bringing more potential quests for you. If you are open to hearing them. Don't forget, I believe you have 2 open quests. You have Agent of Horizons, and you also have the Blue Mystery, which is kind of the open one for the blue mages.
That's the big one, guys.
That's the big one.
I think if we have 1 day left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta go ham.
So Blue Mystery is right there, and then Agent of the Horizons is there, and she offers some new quests to you. She tells you of Theodora's shield. There once was a great hero born from the people of Alekos. Why is it not popping up? Oh, I need to show you the actual... I'm so good at Roll20. So good at Roll20. Here we go.
Whoa.
Okay. There once was a great hero born from the people of Alekos, Theodora the Fair. She fought against Gorgons who plagued the area. When she retired from being a hero, she became a judge and led our people till she passed. A shrine portraying her deeds is a few hours away, and a powerful artifact is said to be hidden there, Theodora's shield. It protected her from the Gorgon, and it protected Alekos. Our people would feel more confident knowing that the shield was protecting the city once more. 7% reward, ushers 1 day, stagehands 1 day with advantage, players 1 day straight. And she also tells you about Mr. Fortune. A seer going by the name of Mr. Fortune turned up a few weeks ago. Put on a good show and convinced the people he could see their futures. Folks paid him a lot for advice on whether to flee or not. Turned out he's a swindler. No one's seen him since yesterday. Pretending to be a seer is a serious crime in any pole. He deserves to pay for the damage he's done to these good folks. Find the charlatan known as Mr. Fortune and bring him to justice. Reward 5%. Ushers 1 day. Straight roll. Stagehands disadvantage. Players 1 day advantage. And then let's see here. The last one. Snakes. Snakes.
Like that.
Damn it all. Followers of Ferika have been poisoning the city. A woman in a blue cloak. She brought us food that was contaminated with plague. Another stranger has been seen dumping something into one of our wells. We have to find these snakes and destroy them before they rot the heart of our city. Send them to the underworld before they do the same to us. Discover the lair of these Ferika followers and deal with them. 2 to 10%. Ushers have disadvantage. Stagehands have disadvantage. Players have advantage. There is one small problem, however. It's the day of the performance. Mm-hmm. And the players need to put on the final touches to their show. And they will not be available to perform any tasks for you. You have 4 quests in front of you. Snakes, Mr. Fortune, Theodora's Shield, and the Agent of the Horizon, because the Blue Mystery is kind of like an ongoing thing that might happen at any time, depending on certain things. What would you like to do?
Well, my friends, I think it is obvious what we need to do. We send the stage hands for Theodora's Shield, and the ushers, perhaps, for Mr. Fortune.
Yeah.
I believe so. And then, considering there's been talk about a blue cloaked figure poisoning the city, Perhaps that'll lead us into revealing more if we go and take the snakes one.
So we ain't gonna do the horizons. Go get the super fancy artifact.
I do think that we owe. Gosh, what was his name?
Prophetes.
I do think we owe Prophetes. Like he did bring our brother Brazino back to us.
What does Brazino think?
You're mute.
Well, I think Heliod brought me back.
Nice.
I agree.
However, that we were working on that. And do we know, was that a separate quest or was there a return on that one as well?
A return on which one?
On the getting artifact.
Getting the artifact has a 2 to 10%. You didn't send anyone to do it because you were waiting for the stagehands to be available. So it's still open. No one has gone to go get it.
That could be a handy one to do. Or maybe we say the stagehands do that one.
You could do that. So they have advantage
But
both on
supposedly
Agent
that can
Horizons.
Right. And that artifact has the ability to protect the city from the gods, which, if all goes poorly, may come in handy.
I like that a lot.
Hey, Andy, I forget what dictates the percentage. Because it says 2 to 10. Is it just the roll?
It could be things that happened during the quest. And then, for instance, what happened with one of your last quests, you rolled for the percentage based off of what the stagehands did. And then there was a plus to it depending on the roll. So I think it was only a 12 for the roll for the stagehands to fix up the Karametran temple. So on the D20, it was relatively low, which fell into a +2, rolled 2d8s, which came to a 6 +2, made it 8. So in some of these instances, you will roll, or if you go take the quest, other things will make the percentage go higher or lower to a maximum of 10 in this instance. So the stagehands going to do Agents of Horizon, there is a chance that they could succeed, but also not get the full amount. That's basically what it is.
I have a feeling because of what I've seen of the gods during these last few days, there seems to be more favor than distaste for us. Yet the dangers that seem to be pending upon this place come from elsewhere. I am more concerned about those in blue than the gods I don't know. I still say we go for the snakes, but I will follow you all to the end wherever you choose.
I am in agreement.
I am too, but are we settled on what are we sending the stagehands?
I think it makes sense, like Perry said, it only makes sense to send them after the Agent Horizons. I mean, they do have some skills that will come in handy. And
There is, but the reward for the shield one is just a flat 7 instead of potentially only getting 2.
So for the ushers, they have, they could either go for the shield or Mr. Fortune, and we could go either one.
We can send the ushers for the shield. At least we'll have some chance of getting an extra edge.
There you go. We can find this Mr. Fortune at another time.
Yeah.
The local.
So
find a
Thank
and
you
with
so
their own
much for
local
the follow,
justice.
Trutor.
I kind of like the idea of us going after these snakes because they seem to be posing the biggest threat to the health
Indeed.
city here.
And that might lead us more to these arcane
Blue
cultists or
cloaks.
whatever they are. Yeah.
All right, I think there's no time like the present.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. The morning goes on, and you set out on a quest to find these snakes. Where would you like to start in this big old city? I'll take you to a map of the city, by the way.
And I believe there's a hint in there that the followers of Farika, and there was a woman in blue cloak. We have seen quite a bit of blue. Perhaps we go find a well and wait for one of those snake ladies to try to poison the well.
Hate waiting.
We could ask around as well to see if anyone has seen these followers. I fear if we all wait at the well, we may be limiting our chances.
All right.
Maybe we go where the food was delivered?
Oh, wait, they're poisoning the water, are they not?
The food and the water.
Food and the water, yes.
Two.
So I suppose the ports then, or at least where any of the fishing boats land and wherever the wells are in this place.
I will point out where the wells are. The wells are right behind the Pacho is the primary well. There is also a well in the back of the refugee camp. Those are the two primary wells. There are some smaller fountains that people drink from, but they are fed from the water source of those two wells.
I know Captain Morrow says that we should almost never split the party.
I was thinking the same thing.
Thank you so much, Andy.
Perhaps we watch both of those wells and then call. Is it close enough, Andy? Is it close enough from the Pacho to the other well that like we could hear one another if we screamed?
No, it is most certainly not.
Wish we had some way to send messages to one another.
Anybody got any way?
How far
Not at
apart are
that
they?
distance.
So
They're in different districts.
yeah, they're in different
Never
districts. They're probably like a 20-minute walk. That it's not that big of a city. It's probably like a 20-minute walk.
I mean,
That's like
I feel like if we know
20
more
minute walk's
people
like a
live
mile.
in the poor area,
I would
probably
say
does more damage. Maybe we help them out.
maybe the greater number of us, perhaps us Leonin, stay by the obelisk and let the smaller, more blending of the group go to the two wells to see if they can see anyone up to any sort of suspicious activity, and then report back to us, and at least we'll be in the middle and can go from there.
Split the party. Okay, so who's going to the refugee camp? Thakira. Okay.
We should probably. Okay, I'll go with Fakira.
Excellent. And then who's going to the Pacho?
Go to the Pacho, I guess. Yeah.
With Perry.
Yeah.
And then where is Nico going?
I don't know. This is kind of interesting, my friends, because I think I had kind of bad success with the kids last time, so I think I'll go oversee the Pacho, since that well is more operational, and try to see if I can learn anything about the well that might help us tactically once we get into this.
All right. You all set off on your way to the different wells. Go ahead and move your tokens respectively. As you set off through the city in the morning, even though the city is starving and worried because it is the day belonging to the god that smote their empire, they feel like things have been going fairly well for them. And as you pass through the city, people openly give you cheers and well wishes and give beseech the gods to grant their blessings to you as you set about your business.
I look over at Nico, and I'm like, I don't think it'll be very easy to stay subtle in this area. We should try to be a little bit more concealed, I think.
I'm gonna have to totally agree with you there, Fanaze. And I think I love Brazino, but he does like to put on a show. So, and he kind of just pulls a hood, even though he's pretty tall compared to other humanoids, but like he's short for the Leonins, and he kind of is just gonna kind of hood over his head. And
I'm gonna maybe stay a safer distance away from him, and maybe try to be the more boisterous to draw more of the attention to me and keep it away from him.
Okay, and I'll kind of try. I'll stay about maybe 30 to 60 feet behind you.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you approach the Pacho.
Are we with Perry as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Yeah.
That's just Nico doing perception, correct?
I think it's you, L2, because you're kind of you're in the front, right?
Waiting on somebody to roll.
I think
Sorry.
you're being boisterous in the front. And I'm kind of in the
Right.
back.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry. I thought for some reason. Okay. And you said just normal roll?
Just a perception roll, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh,
You know what? I'm gonna bless that just to see if I can even make it even better than that.
I like it. It's a good
You know
call.
what?
Ben.
Oh, 19.
Yeah.
19. Yeah. Let's do that. I got some to spare, so.
It's disrespectful not to use the blessing.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta use them.
So, yeah, I believe you got so you should be down to 5 if I'm counting correctly.
I now have 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you approach the well, you see that word about the well has kind of gotten out, and there would normally be people around here pulling water out, but there isn't many people here. As you look around, the only person that you really see is the young girl who works at the Pacho, and she looks to be going around to like a side building, and she has some pouches that she is bringing back over to the Pacho. It looks like the Pacho has some water saved up. Oh, looks like we lost Eric.
Oh no.
Oh well. Let's see if I can adjust.
It's coming back though, baby. Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll just hold tight. L2, lean to your left a little bit, and yeah. Or your right, maybe. I don't know.
Is it the?
It's his right. It's his right.
right. Yeah. It's
Oh,
the right.
Oh, his left.
No.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am Eric now.
You are Eric now. You are Brazino, the fourth
He's
junior.
Fonzino.
Oh, that's a good one.
His
That's
alter
really
ego.
freaking good. Oh man. Okay.
Here he
There we
is.
go. Now I'm gonna need to
Back. There we
swap
go.
people back. Let's see here.
What's up, Eric?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Internet. It's
It's
internet.
just all of a sudden I was not touching the computer, it just shut down. But only the Zoom thing, and then it started rebooting and putting me back in. So I don't know.
Okay. So here we
Strange.
go. Got to
You're
do the
definitely
shuffle.
frozen. There
Okay.
we go.
Aside from that, Fanaze, you don't really notice too much else. Why am I still... There we go. Okay, everybody's perfect now.
So, was she leaving back to her building? Is
Yeah,
that
she's
what I
going
saw? Okay.
back into the Pacho with these like leather sacks that look like they have water in them.
Okay, so it's like she went and collected water from the well recently and is going in, maybe.
You think that this might be water or something else like left over for them that
Right.
they were keeping?
I want to follow her, but I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave Nico behind.
Well, why don't we switch over to the other well for
Yeah.
a moment? One of Fakira or Brazino, give me a perception check as you investigate the well.
I'll look around.
Oh,
Nice.
all night
Oh, that's
long.
a nat.
That's
Nice.
good.
My good
Dude,
goodness.
It was-
MVP. Just to go.
Literally.
Fakira, you are looking around the well, which is in a similar state. It appears that most everyone has heard that the wells are contaminated, and so they've stopped coming to drink there. And as you look around, you see that there are kids playing, and most people are kind of going about their business miserably because there's no water. And as you look up at the children playing, one of the children is just standing there staring at you, and you recognize them. It's the kid that you and was it Fanaze tried to cheer up
Oh yeah.
at the dock. He keeps prolonged eye contact with you as you look at him. Yeah, he just kind of stands there like looking at you.
How you doing?
Yeah, as you speak to him, he like suddenly like comes alive. Oh, thirsty, but
Yeah.
You are really heroes. He like holds out his hand and he shows you that he still has like the coins that Fanaze, was it Fanaze or Nico
It
gave to
was.
him?
I threw the silver.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has the silver that Fanaze gave to him. Thank you so much for the contribution, Sursa. We will get Jess running a game for us here very soon. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's get some Sursas in the chat, please, if you got them. Got them. He holds out the silver and says, "You are really heroes. I'm so glad that you actually exist."
I'll just kneel down in front of him and kind of like sit on my heels,
Uh-huh.
however that works. As a
You've got like
satyr,
reverse knees,
right?
So I'm
it
sure.
probably looks real odd.
Yeah.
So, buddy, we're here to try and figure out what's going on with the wells.
Oh,
Have you seen anything?
yes.
What?
I tried to tell my mom, but she spanked me for making up stories. But there's a snake, an enormous snake, hiding underneath the Temple of Perforos.
Oh no. Does it come out at all?
Yes. But when it's come out, I saw it turn into a person. But every time I told my mom, she spanked me for lying.
Does it come out any particular time?
At
Or
night.
just whenever?
At night.
Okay.
But I can show you the spot where it comes out of if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The kid leads you
Presido,
back.
come
I'm keeping my distance because I don't want to scare the kid away.
I mean, you're big
But
fluffy.
Yeah, I'm following.
The child takes you around back the Temple of Perforos, which is this building here, and he points at a section where there is like a plant growing, and sure enough, behind it, the bricks have kind of fallen away, and you can see down that there's like a portion underneath there where you could go underneath the temple and just like climb down. It's big enough for even Brazino to climb into. It would be certainly easy for a large serpent to crawl out of it.
And it's just the one snake, no little ones too, right?
I haven't seen any.
Okay, good. All right, tell you what. Would you be okay just sitting over there? And I it's pretty far away. And hiding, but keeping an eye on it. And I'll be right back, hopefully with my friends. And we'll try and figure out how to take care of the snake.
Yeah. Anything to help out a hero.
Yeah. And I give him like a little tuff on the shoulder. Not to push him, just kind of like a, you're helping.
Awesome. Excellent. You can travel off and do whatever you want. Are you going to go get your friends?
Yep.
Yep.
Back at the Pacho, after talking with the barmaid and the other people in the Pacho, who seem to have water that isn't contaminated, it seems that it all comes to essentially a dead end. No one's seen anybody come by and poison the well, and no one has any ideas on who or where these snakes could be. But then enters Fakira and Brazino.
Fakira.
Guys, I got a lead.
It's better than what we have.
All right. It's oh, Nico, you're going to hate it. It's under the Temple of Theros.
What?
Yeah.
A giant snake?
Ah,
Ow.
a snake that turns into human.
Yes.
Ish.
Let's get
Snake
going.
person.
What time is it, Andy? Is it early morning?
Yeah, I still need to change the time over. My apologies. But it is early in the morning, yes. Let's change this back. Are you guys just going to head straight over to the Temple of Perforos, or are you going to do anything before you head that direction?
Akira, do we know that the snake is there right now?
Not sure, but I got some eyes on it. Sort of. Hey, do you have any cookies left?
I do, but I'm a little gun shy with them. How about I'll give you my cookie jar?
Okay. Won't it
After
yell at me when I
starting
open it?
It's okay. I will go ahead and take that
Okay.
that off of there. So it will not yell at you. Would you like it to smell like something or say something for you?
No, maybe I'll just take like 2 cookies out.
Oh.
And I'll just
no,
wrap them in like
No problem.
a rag or something.
Oh, I tell you what. And he pulls out his notebook and it's got all those pictures of boats that he's been drawing. And the last picture is actually a picture of that hunter kind of shooting the arrows across the sky last night. And then he takes that page and then he kind of gives it up to Perforos because he feels like he's going to his house. And he really carefully like takes the edge of it. You know, kind of like how like I was really uptight as a kid too. Like, and he just like really carefully removes the page and then kind of folds the cookies like in this beautiful picture of the stars and hands it to her.
Nice.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm ready to show you where it is when you want to go.
I'm ready to go now.
Okay.
All right. Does everyone follow? Yep, you're all going
Yes.
over to the temple.
Yeah.
Matt, as you get to the temple, it's like immediate that you recognize the temple is abandoned. No one is here forging, and that's normally what would be going on. There would be creations in work, and instead, all entrances have been boarded up with these bronze metal doors.
I'm going to say, my friends, this does not look right at all. Like, I should have come here earlier. I know we've been so busy these past 2 days, but Perforos willing, like, we should see smoke coming out of this thing. It should be a fire, and it should be
Absolutely.
building the most beautiful things to protect this city you've ever seen. I think we need to figure out how to get into there.
But there is a hole underneath.
Do they see the hole?
If you walk around back, they can point you to the crack, and the boy is still waiting there.
It's kind of the beach side.
Yes.
Okay.
I go over to him and I give him. So did you see anything while we were gone?
Not a thing.
Okay. Well,
Is-
good job. All heroes deserve a real good treat. And I give him the little cookie package.
He opens it up and sees like the drawing, and then immediately sees the cookies and like smells them and starts crying. Says thank you
Happy
over
tears,
and over
I
and
hope?
over again. Yeah, oh yeah. Happy
We've
tears.
made a lot of kids cry.
Happy tears.
I know.
And he takes like a single bite of the cookie and gets up to like run off and then like stops. Do you need me to watch any more or can I go?
Could I have a good luck hug?
Sure. Hugs you. He's like, it's kind of weird for him. He's like uncomfortable. You know he hasn't seen many satyrs, but he is ecstatic and wipes some tears away and runs off. You think he's going to feed some of his family with cookies. With cookies. What kind of cookies are they? Tell us about them, Nico.
Yeah, so these cookies, they're kind of I don't know if you've been to those to Greece before, but they're like a sesame cookie with a little bit of honey. So they're kind of dry, but if you enjoy like a really good strong cup of coffee where it's just kind of muddy at the bottom, they're just the perfect cookie. Just kind of dip them in there.
Awesome.
With the coffee. Yeah. They're healthy-ish.
All right, so you have this crack in the side of the temple.
Is it big enough for any of us to just walk straight in, or
you'd have to climb into it? But it is big enough for even you and Brazino to climb down into.
Is it looking pitch black in there, or
it's pretty dark? Yeah.
You're bigger than I am.
So one of the things Nico would have liked to have done, I guess, like last night, if I can like just mini retcon a little bit, because we have 2 magic weapons now on my guy Fanaze. So I had talked a little bit with Janelle, but I hadn't talked with Jason. Like I can give one of them like the second infusion and kind of keep Brazino with his magic weapon. So is that okay to do that right now before we head?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So Brazino, I wanted to ask you one question real quick. He's frozen, isn't he?
Go ahead, my friend. We'll do.
Okay. So last night I would have said, hey, I know I put my infusion on your sword there. We're not going to be using the returning infusion. Check this out. I can give you the same, make your sword work just as well as it's been working for the past day. But if you decide to do something crazy, which I know you do, you could throw that sword. Now I know it may not do as much damage, but it will come back to your hand instantly, just like that dragon. What do you think about that, buddy?
I'm not going to throw my sword.
But
he does have the poisonous coral spears. He has 2 of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I could.
Yeah, no, and are those just poisonous? Are they regular spears? And just
They're regular
poisonous,
spears. They have some poison to them as well.
And the poison is always there?
Yes, it does D4 poison on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Would you like to have a magical spear instead of a magical sword? I guess is my question, Brasino.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll send you that.
Yeah, you're kind of roboting out, and your video is
definitely frozen.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right, lean hard again, Christian.
and then so I think what I'll do, because like,
oh, there we go.
So the idea for today is that like last night I would have talked to Kira and to Perry, and kind of figured out like, is it more important that Kira has a little more protection, or do we think we want Perry to be able to see in the night?
I think Perry should be able to see.
Okay.
Give it a second, Eric. You're still roboting out. We'll get you back in here.
Okay.
I think Heliod, there's like some cloud cover.
Yeah, there's some cloud.
Give me
cover.
2 seconds. I'm back on something. Hold on.
Sure.
So if you wanted there, Perry, before we left the ship, I could have gone down into my little tinker shop on the ship, and I got these things, and we don't have a word for them yet here in Theros, but they're going to kind of go over your eyes. And I know as a human, like you got those kind of weird looking eyes that kind of set perfectly between your beautiful blonde hair.
You mean beautiful eyes, right?
I mean,
Very weird eyes.
they look really weird to me. I'm not gonna lie to you, buddy, but
They
your
have
hair
some
is
weird
gorgeous.
eyes.
Anyways, you could have these and pull them down, and sure shitting, you'll be able to see in the dark.
Are this going to interfere with my hair?
I think it'll accent the hair, and if you look right here on the edge, I've kind of done something for you, buddy. So part of it fits into this new wooden mask that I carved in the carpentry shop.
Oh.
And check this out. The mask itself smells like the golden plains of Oreskos. Smell this. And he kind of hands him. It's not. It was quick last night, so it's not as beautiful as his other mask, but it's got a little bit of like little bronze kind of like pegs that he's put into it, so that it will kind of sit as part. So he could be lion mask, and he can put these goggles together, and he'll look like. And they're kind of a
goggle lion mask.
But they're like gold. They look like gold lion eyes. So like when it connects together, because before you just had the bottom of a face. Now, buddy, I know we can make the bottom of this mask better, but I think these would be. I like to call them the eyes of the lion.
My friend Nico, I don't know what to say. This is a most generous gift.
And then there's a song you might want to sing. There's an old bard, I think called Survivor, and he had a song called Eye of the Tiger, but this is gonna be the Eye of the Lion. And we'll get back to that song in a few days.
Of course.
Okay. So I'll pass that through. I'm gonna pop that into the chat here. So Eric, you said that you wanted the spear to be like a +1/+1 in returning.
That would be actually,
Cool.
yeah, that would be amazing.
Because as long as the poison's not magical, Andy, because the only I can't put it on magical stuff.
No, it's like
Cool.
a natural thing. So
Okay. So I'm gonna slap it up in there.
Yeah, we'll work with it for now. There might be some yes, the great bard Survivor, just like just as well known as the great bard Danzig.
Yeah, Danzig.
Yeah.
Danzig.
Yeah.
Okay. So the passageway down below you opens up. Who's going first?
I'm gonna look at Nico and be like, although this is your god, it is my duty to protect those maybe a little bit more fragile than us. I'll go.
All right, buddy. And you kind of look at my armor and says, "You've seen this armor before, but I think you're going to be impressed with what you see today."
I look forward to it, and I
Okay.
kind of like, slip my legs in. It's kind of like going into a pool feet first. Like I slip my legs in first, kind of look behind at them for a moment, and then I guess I have dark vision. Do I see a bottom yet? Like
It kind of turns a little bit, so like as you can feel like air going in and out, so you know that it goes somewhere. But as you kind of climb down into it, you actually kind of like drop down and then can like shift sideways and drop down again, and it's not straight down.
Okay, but if I go down, I'll hit ground like without an issue.
Yeah,
okay.
Relatively quickly.
Okay, so yeah, I'll slip into the darkness and
give me a climb check with advantage, because it's really, if you lost it, you'd probably fall down to a platform. You'd have to really fail in order to go tumbling all the way down.
So athletics?
Yes.
Okay. 16.
Nice.
Yes, you easily make your way all the way down to the bottom, and you realize that the movement is coming from something like water, because you can smell the water as you get further down.
Okay, does it smell like off?
A little bit. It smells a little stagnant.
Okay.
Everyone else give me a climb check as you head on down.
Yeah, I'll call up and say.
And that's athletics, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, here I am, like, climb.
We can bless this if it goes poorly.
If it goes poorly, sure. Oh, all of these nat 20s, all these nat 20s.
So one of the things you guys notice about his armor, even though it's kind of the same one, he seems a little smoother in it. Like he actually has advantage like on his stealth checks right now, and so you're kind of digging like how fluid. He's more fluid than you've ever seen him.
Banes, baby. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to lead anybody to their doom. It's not going to lead anybody to their doom, but soon. Give me a d20 plus a d6 there, Matt, when you get a chance.
D20 plus a D6.
Yes. You all transfer down into this broken section of what can only be described as an aqueduct. Let's see here. Let's put fun
Jason, I sent you those goggles.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Eric, you slap this onto the spear.
Sorry if I reset your guys' changes. I need to be better about that, but... Interesting. Oh. You are all too big. You're all much too big.
Well, I mean, Berzino's head is a little bigger than usual, but I don't think it's that bad.
So what was your total again for the roll?
It looked like a 6, I think, plus a 12. Or 5 plus 12. So 17?
I like Eric. Looks like he's staring into the middle distance. Is he frozen for you guys too?
He freezes like every few seconds in a different awkward pose. Like really bad high school photos.
Yeah.
Like the Napoleon Dynamite movie when they take the photo. Eric, go like this, like on your chin the next time, like Uncle Rico.
You begin to smell like stagnant water. You think you're in some kind of system underneath the city. Could be maybe an aqueduct at some point.
And the stagnant piece has to do with just the fact that it's not flowing.
Yes, it hasn't been used.
Okay.
It has not been used.
And like kind of since like the city was crushed, so this is like hundreds of years. Or
it's potentially like 100 years plus old.
Okay.
Yes.
So I kind of passed that information on to the group, and
you can't see anything, huh? Let me try to fix that for you. Anyone else having vision
well, you gotta
problems?
scroll up to the upper left part of the map.
No, I can see it okay.
I have it zoomed out all the way.
Oh.
Yes.
I definitely see Fakira there because she's gonna kick some butt.
See it on the stream. Aha, now I see things. Thank
There
you.
we go. You're very welcome. New token. I haven't set the vision on it yet. You see kind of walls made of stone, greenish stone. It looks like it opens into a wide room ahead of you. You can hear the dripping of water ahead of you.
Anybody getting a little deja vu?
I mean, we're pretty sure that the kid said there's a snake down here, so I think we need to be ready to rock and roll.
I'm carefully moving forward, but I feel pretty ready for whatever right now. I'm feeling pretty confident, more confident than I probably should be.
How tall is the ceiling in here?
It's about 10 feet tall. It's rather, quite high. As you move into this space, it looks like maybe it's like an old cistern, but you can see above you there are several areas where it looks like light comes down from above, like there's some kind of...
So Nico's looking up at the light right now?
Yes, you look up at the light. You can see daylight through there. It looks like some... In the climb down, you feel like you actually moved away from the Temple of Perforos. You don't think you're underneath the Temple of Perforos anymore. You're probably underneath the encampment. And you can see that some people have tossed their refuse down these holes. And it has taken up a little bit of like trash pile, but underground.
So Nico kind of passes that on. Everybody's just like, I'm not sure what shut down the temple, but it's not this. Like, we're definitely heading under that camp.
Are these pillars here?
Those are drains, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
The architecture is a bit strange in here, too. You don't see any pillars. Normally there would be pillars. You don't see any, though.
And the water over here, is it deep? Like, we don't see the bottom of this? Or
it based off of how the floor goes, it looks like it isn't deep. Like, the room is slightly canted, like maybe it's kind of shifted over the ages, and you think it's just water accumulating up. As far as you can tell, it's not particularly deep.
And you can't see? Can you see through it or no?
No, you really can't see into it at all.
Remembering kind of the lack of perception we took on the first time we ignored the water, I'm gonna I'm gonna approach the water's edge, maybe a little bit more into the middle here, and just look over the edge, and like just have my spear kind of like pointed at the edge of the water and just
ready to
kind
attack.
of really, just waiting, just looking as hard as I can. Maybe there's something. I want to throw something in the water.
There's plenty of things on the floor that you could toss.
Okay, if there's a stone, like not a pebble, like something decent.
There's definitely a decent sized chunk of like brick that you can just toss.
Perfect. I throw that in the water.
It splashes into the water with a plump, and you can hear it kind of echo off of the walls. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Brazino, also give me a perception check as well, please.
All right.
I'm gonna bless it. I'm blessing that for sure. Okay, so the dead 10.
Okay.
I'm just glad you didn't cannonball in there, Fonazai.
Tempting, but no.
You said perception?
Yes, please. Brazino, your attention is captured by the refuse pile. As you get closer, you can smell it, but you also see something that catches your eye. A hand is sticking out of the refuse pile, like out, decaying, but recently fresh. You can see a ring on its index finger.
Okay. Who's next to me?
Looks like Nico's next to you.
Nico's kind of looking around. Is he very impressed by the architecture?
Yeah, actually super impressed.
He doesn't become a mason yet, but yeah.
Yeah, the vaulted like style of the ceiling it's years ahead of what most like Theron things tend to be.
Yeah, so he's not perceiving what's going around in the room because like he's really trying to memorize some of. I'm
gonna look over to Nico. Nico, over there in garbage, there is hands coming out. You see, and I pointed out.
But he's looking like straight up at like whatever the sconce is like up in the corner, and then he kind of is like, "What the hell are you talking about, Paul?"
No, not up there. Over there in trash.
And are you pointing at that giant pile over there? So he kind of.
I assume that's what. Yeah.
He's gonna take a step closer. And you said hands, buddy?
Do you not see? I'll walk up and kind of point it out.
You very much see. It's just sticking out.
As he walks up, I kind of like by the back of his armor. I'm kind of like, maybe we shouldn't get too close to this yet. And so he heard that rock kind of splunk over there. And so is there another rock sitting by our feet?
Yes.
So he kind of does the Fonazay trick, and he just picks up he picks up the rock and he kind of just throws it and he tries to land it. Like,
Give me an attack roll. You need to give me an attack roll for that. Throwing a rock is.
Oh, just like a horseshoe though.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Not like he's not trying to kill it. He's just trying to lay a horseshoe like onto the center just to see what happens.
Hold on? Are you trying to hit the pile as a whole, or are you trying to hit the hand?
Oh no, I kind of just the center of the pile to see if anything pops out.
You just toss it into the pile and kind of like knock a little bit of refuse around, but as it tumbles, it all settles and nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
So, how far into the pile is the hand?
It's close to the edge. Like you could probably reach out and grab it without actually like stepping into the pile.
Okay. Yeah. Normally I wouldn't do this, but Brazino's not a thinker. So I'm gonna just reach in and grab that hand and pull it out.
You reach out and grab the hand, and it comes out, and it's not connected below the elbow. It is just a hand. It is still like fresh enough, but as you grab it and pull it, it's covered in a slick slime, as if it's been like in the gullet of some creature and was regurgitated here.
So I have
You said it had a ring on it?
Yes.
So he's gonna kind of look. Nico's gonna look at what he. Are you holding it right now?
Hold on, just for a second, guys. Hold on, just for 1 second. My internet is being unhappy.
Mine has been all night.
Very, very unhappy.
Aren't you glad you live in Canada, L2?
Yeah.
That's pretty good right now.
Jesus.
Brazino, are you just holding the arm?
Well, check out the. So there's a ring on it. So
yes, there is a ring on it. It looks just like a very standard like silver band. There isn't anything that like makes you immediately think that it's like magic or anything, but if you wanted to take it, you could certainly do so.
Nico is kind of curious about the slick slime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm wondering can I make kind of like a nature check to see if like this seems like a regurgitated piece.
Kira just kind of pokes her head over. She's like, I was chatting with Dibble last night, and he showed me a neat trick. And she pulls out like a little small journal-sized book, and she like flips a couple pages. She says, "Okay, let me see if I can do this right." All right, and then she touches you, Nico, and she casts guidance.
Oh, I love it. And that's just like a plus D4.
Yeah, plus D4.
Nice. Is that okay, Andy, for me to kind of like see if it looks like a?
Absolutely. What are you trying to discern?
So I'm trying to discern if like this giant, like how big this snake is that it ate a person, and kind of like that this is that this pile of stuff is maybe like a snake pile, right? Like of like its refuse, like stuff it hasn't eaten yet.
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Okay. All right. So here's the roll, and then there we go, and then I'll punch a D4 on it. Boom. So 22.
Mm-hmm. So immediately, Nico, you are inspired by something. You're inspired by connecting the architecture to the room. You notice that most of the other like refuse piles have some kind of access above it. This has no light coming down onto it. Whatever's been depositing it here has not been coming from above. As you kind of look everything over, it becomes pretty clear that it's not just a refuse pile. Like there's refuse mixed in with it, but it's primarily like regurgitated, like actually digested things.
So he kind of says, like, does he have knowledge? Would that have a role? Would he know if the snake could come from the water? Like if it's water, like if the snake would come out of the water, where it would come from, like most likely?
It's not. You actually get a little bit of some different information too. You kind of hear a little bit of like a whispering voice in your ear as well, and you close your eyes for a second to like focus on the whispering, and you see a picture like flash into your mind. A wet jungle. A large snake coiled around a tree, waiting to drop down.
Everybody,
prey.
Especially you, Palmaze, let's take about a couple steps back here. I do not have a good feeling about this.
My brothers, are you finding a snack to eat? I don't understand.
I think we need to get ready. I'm not sure what the hell this thing is, but I'm pretty sure that Brazino is holding the last meal of this snake that the boy was talking about. And I had a picture came to my mind, just crazy, like the sound of like bugs in a buggy jungle, and it was super wet. It was just so wet. And
there are no jungles. There are no jungles in Theros.
Oh, in Theros, okay.
So this
I just
kind
describe
of
it. So
is entirely foreign to you.
I think it's like maybe it's a different planet entirely, or a different world, or a different plane of existence. But it's just as green as could be, and there's like all kinds of animals, but it's oppressively hot and green and wet. And I have a feeling that this snake is gonna. There's no trees here for it to drop from, so it's either going to come from somewhere above us, and he kind of, I guess, looks around up above, and then or from that water, which also makes sense to me.
I point ahead with my spear at the kind of the opening over here, and I go, "Is it big enough to fit through there?"
Yes.
And I maybe if we wait by the entrance, it can't move very much with us in the way. It'll be easier to kill.
I like this idea very much.
You think we just make a bunch of noise and have it come out and investigate?
That too.
All right. Let's go, brothers.
Okay. Interesting. Very,
Eric, are you going to head up there?
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is
So
quite a narrow
really quick though, how
passage.
that pile of refuse, how big and deep is it?
It's like about 4 or 5 feet tall.
And we don't see anything up above it,
I'm up
Andy?
with my spear.
You're gonna poke
Like-
it with your spear?
Yeah, down into it.
You
Like
start
kind of hard.
jabbing into it. Are you trying to see if there's anything hiding in it? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You feel the crunch of bone as like, you stab through like digested whatever.
Does it turn to stone?
You don't have.
I don't have
mine.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. So it doesn't. You don't get like the satisfying like
Okay.
wriggle or whatever. There's nothing alive that's in there.
Okay.
Fanaze,
man.
you peer into a long corridor, and as you peer into the corridor, you smell something other than decay and stagnant water. You smell gas.
Ooh. Interesting.
Now, I mean, intelligence -1 here. So, do I know that that's flammable or no? Because I did kind of imply that in the very first fight to Nico. But I don't know if the smell of gas specifically is.
Let's go with like an intelligence. Just roll an intelligence check.
Just
here.
roll
We'll see.
intelligence?
We'll make a ruling based off of that.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bless it. I just I want to be organic
I
with this.
love this. Oh, that's
14,
good.
14.
Yeah, you actually kind of have seen this before because it's kind of a common thing in
Torches and stuff.
for exploring, and it's actually a really common thing in Theros because there's a lot of geological activity in Theros.
Oh, gotcha.
So you're fully aware that it could be in higher quantities, it could be explosive. You're also aware that in just whatever quantity, it could be hallucinogenic.
Oh my.
I look at Nico first, and I say, I smell fuel for torches ahead. Maybe the loud little ones can make the noise, and then you set the whole thing on fire. Make it easier. I don't know.
So,
If we see something
so
coming.
Andy, I know what you just told me. So when he tells me about the gas, would I also know about the
Oh,
hallucinogenic
yeah,
properties?
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
you would know for sure.
So, Fanaze, I like your idea. I'm a little worried actually of what the gas is going to do to us, like without the fire. What do you think? You just step back and maybe I'll just send a little bit of Perforos's love down this hallway and see what happens. We don't need to make them to make noise. We could just send fire down there. If he's down there, if it's flammable, hopefully it'll burn him up. And if not,
I just grin and make way, and I kind of want to still kind of peek around the corner to see what happens.
I don't know what the Leonin word is for fire in the hole, but he kind of goes "rawr," but not to scare anybody. And it means fire in the hole, because I guess like when they'll burn, like I guess like on the plains of Oreskos, they'll kind of burn the grass sometimes when they need to eat and like chase all the prey in like one direction, kind of like how natives used to do. And so he uses that Leonin language to say that. And then he shoots Perforos's fire.
Everybody give me dexterity saving throws, please, including you, Nico.
Nice. I love it. And we could blast this if we need to.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, this is straight up dex.
The DC you're looking for is a 14 to take half of this damage.
Oh,
shit.
Got a nat.
Yeah! Excellent. I never told you, Matt, what
there it goes. Nice.
Your benefit was. Your benefit was that you could re-roll a saving throw. So go ahead and write that down.
Nice.
Eric, when you get a chance, I need you to roll a d20 plus a d6 for me as well.
Oh, you're using the blue cards now. Nice.
I am using the blue cards, yes.
Oh, Eric nailed it.
A 1d20 and a 1d6?
And a 1d6, and then add them together, please.
Can I put my blessing on Fakira?
Blessing on Fakira. All right. So here, let's see. Who got?
So-
Did you all get better than a 15?
I think we all passed. If she
Thought it
blesses.
was-
There we go.
All right. So Matt used one. Eric used one.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
no, Eric
I
didn't
did-
use one. You got a nat 20. As the passageway in front of you erupts in flame with a loud boom, the air flashes around all of you. And let's see here.
I like it's my Brazino. It's my Brazino moment.
Only 2d6.
I like it.
You're only gonna take 2d6. So, everybody is gonna take 3 damage because you all saved as the air erupts in flame around you.
Do we hear a snake squealing?
You don't hear anything over the boom and the rumble that ensues as the ruins around you begin to shift and shake.
Oh, no.
Man. There are no supports. You must run.
Everybody give me a d20 roll. This is just luck. To see what happens here.
Boy. This is awesome.
No.
Yes, excellent.
Oh, no.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. All right. And who?
Sometimes-
Eric, we need a d20 roll from you as
That's
well.
Perforos protects the.
Yeah.
Okay. So most of you got above a 10. So the chamber that you're in does not collapse. No rocks fall. You all die. And fortunately enough, you can see that some rocks did fall in the passage in front of you.
Oh.
But as far as you can see, it's still open.
And does the gas smell like it's gone now? I'm assuming.
Yes, for the most part. Yes, it
Okay.
seems to be gone.
Well, Fanase, and I've kind of got like a little brow. It's kind of like a little singe.
Same, yeah.
And I kind of like wipe it off. I'm like, one thing I will say is since I've met you, life has never been boring. Maybe we won't do that again.
I have like a little bit of like sizzling coming off my eyebrows and little tips of my mane, and I was like, that was still fun though.
Oh my god.
And I think Jason, if you were wearing the goggles, it would have been so bright. You like when special operators wear night goggles and the light goes on, like it blinds them, right?
Your
Let's
weird
keep going.
eyes, your weird
eyes of the
eyes are
lion.
now like screwed up forever.
Not
Your
just
weird
like a couple
round
minutes.
pupils are burned.
I'm gonna keep going forward,
Okay.
and kind of chuckling a little bit.
Yeah, I guess the
Alright.
good news.
Forge ahead. As you move on, you smell no gas, just the burnt, like carbon from the stones
Yeah.
around you.
And the hair.
And
the
kitten
burnt
hair.
And the burnt hair.
So much burnt fur.
So much
Yeah.
burnt fur.
Oh man.
The water here is like brackish and brown.
While he's going pretty fast, Nico is kind of looking up and seeing if it's the same kind of architecture back here.
No, this is all actually like cave.
Does it look like something like an animal had burrowed?
No, it looks like kind of natural cracks through.
Like geologic kind of earthquake.
Exactly.
Gotcha,
We'll move
gotcha.
Brazino along there.
Sorry, I was lagging there. I'm
That's okay.
coming.
It's okay.
Oh, you got me.
If we
Okay.
stepped into this water, is it pretty
It's
shallow?
really
or is it-
shallow.
Okay,
Really,
good.
really shallow.
Cool.
Um,
Do we notice any life in it, like any little minnows or anything?
no, whatever was in it is dead. If there was anything in it, is dead now.
So real quick, Andy,
Hold
while
on.
they go around the
hold
corner.
on. Hold on a second. Everybody, pause for a moment, because the room has to change. Because you guys blew up everything. There we go. Okay.
You left me.
Fanaze, continue.
So Nico's gonna look up
Okay.
in that hole because I see some light right there.
Yes, there is like a way up, and
You-
if it extends into the camp, somebody's probably got a burning tent.
Oh shit.
Okay, so
So do we see anything up there? Like up
I
through the hole?
stop as soon as it like opens up into like a bigger room. Like I stop right here.
Yes, you see another room quite like the other one. The water coalesces into a pool in the back, and you can obviously see the bodies laying all around.
Hmm.
Something has been dragging them down here or bringing people in.
Okay, I turn around and I say, look lively. And
I do
slowly
think,
make
though,
them-
L2, we should wait till Eric gets up here just because he's our pal.
Oh, is he frozen up again?
Maybe.
No.
He looks like
Okay.
he's
No,
normally
you're
like
good.
He's keeping up
No.
the back.
Oh, I can see him now. Okay.
I want to check out this pocket just out of curiosity and see if.
yeah.
Give me a perception check, Perry.
Okay.
Come on, Perry. Yes, those
Um,
goggles.
You search through the pocket there in the back, and it looks like this section of water, as you look it over, it looks cleaner than the other ones. It's almost as if this has purposefully been kept clean. It still has a little bit of char and burn, like in it from the flash, but this is actually palatable water.
Interesting. Can I tell if there's a source anywhere?
It seems to be dripping out of the rock, just like a spring or something from a underground aqueduct or something.
Huh.
Would we think that we've gone far enough that we might be closer to the Pacho than to the village?
No, you're
No,
still
okay.
significantly
Okay.
far enough away from it.
Okay.
Fanaze, there is no one in this room as far as you can see.
Okay.
In
And,
my vision, Fanase, the snake comes from above.
I look up. Is there anything up in the ceiling?
No, it's similar to the other room where it's like vaulted, but there are no supports, and it kind of makes you uncomfortable to be in a room this
No.
big underground with no pillars supporting it.
Yeah, that is sketchy. All right, what's the deal with the setting? Like, what do I see here that is here, and what do I see here that isn't here?
So everything that you see is here. It looks like sacks. Somebody has brought food down here, like food from the city. There is a chest. Let me ping this a little bit. There's a chest right here. There is another pile of like what looks like regurgitated refuse or something. There's another pile of food over here, and there's like an unmade bed right there that looks like maybe somebody was like actually sleeping in it.
Is it singed?
No, nothing in this room is burned.
Oh, good.
It looks like the fire came out a little bit, but
I want to mention to everybody what I saw about the fresh water. So don't you think that's a bit odd? But I suppose if there is a bed here that has been used recently, perhaps that is the answer to that mystery.
Yeah.
Harry, didn't you guys mention something about the snake turning into a man at night?
That was
Yes, the boy said that.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Or a
we know
person. I don't know if it was a man or woman.
we know that people need water, and a humanoid needs a bed. There appears to be a giant snake somewhere around here, so I may not be the brightest leaning on the plane, but this might be that dude's house. But maybe
we are not on the plane. We are in a city, and you are definitely the brightest one here.
Yes.
I don't know. After that, almost bringing down the cave, verdict is still out. But maybe we should be looking around for a humanoid. Maybe it's not snake-born right now.
Well, I think anything we see in here is dangerous. Snake person or other.
all right, who's going where to check out what?
I'm gonna look at the chest and point at it and look to the group and go,
Yes.
is anyone gonna let me open this, or are you gonna go for it?
So I do have my thieves' tools with me here. If you're interested, Fanase.
Go for it.
But
I would hate to
Ozzy
make
has
another
thieves' tools
mistake.
as well.
Just
Now I know where you get your cookies, Nico. You steal them.
You steal the cookies.
oh no, my friend. But we'll talk about my relationship with the baker on board the tomorrow's Twilight later.
Oh.
So is this something though that you might be able to help me with, Perry? If we both can do this? Maybe get a
Yes,
little adventure? Do you think maybe you could use that book again, Kira?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. And she comes back from walking over to the bed. Okay.
And I've actually never used these tools before, Andy, so I'm not totally sure. I know that I'm
You're
proficient.
going to roll a
in them.
sleight of hand, and then you add your proficiency for thieves' tools to the roll.
Gotcha. So it's like a +2 and then a +2.
Actually, you're just going to roll thieves' tools. So whatever your plus is for thieves' tools, then you roll that, because it already takes into consideration.
Gotcha. Is that under equipment?
Yeah, you might have a hard time. You might have a hard
Got it.
time finding it in roll 20.
Okay. And then
Or
okay, I see. It
D-
says
yeah.
use tool. I got it.
Is anyone
Sweet.
else going to examine anything else in the room?
I'm gonna, now that they're on the chest, I think I'm gonna go and look at the I'm still, I'm still gonna go to the larger body of water and check here too. Like I'm kind of it's still messing with me. So, and this, is it deeper from this little stream here, or is it the same?
Yes, it is definitely deeper. It looks like the floor here kind of like tilts in, so it kind of coalesces there. It looks nasty like the water everywhere else.
Okay, I'll throw another something in the water,
It
like a brick. Or
splooshes and makes a echo noise around.
nothing.
Your ears
I'm
are
gonna
still
check-
ringing a little bit from the explosion.
Okay.
I'm gonna check out the bed.
Give me a perception check, and we will come back to it after we see the roll for opening up the chest.
Is it normal roll or is it with advantage? He's helping.
Oh,
me?
because you're being helped. Might as well.
Nico, before you go,
Yes, sir.
I do not have an eye for traps, and I know you like to make things with your hands. Does anything perhaps look strange about this chest?
That's a good idea. Huh? And so he kind of pulls the tools away for a second, and he's kind of stroking on his beard, and he's looking at it. I don't think he's tinkered a lot, but I don't think he's actually ever trapped anything before in his life, Andy. So I'm not sure. Like, would he investigate it, or what would he do?
Yeah, so you can investigate, or you can give a perception roll.
So I'm going to close down the roll for the skill, and I'll go ahead and I'll click on investigation. Here we go. So 12, I'll go ahead and bless that. So 15.
Sure thing. Let me take that number off. You look it over, and while it is locked, it does not appear to be trapped. How someone would come up with that mechanism is interesting to you, but you don't see how they did it on this.
So what do you mean, like how someone would come up with that mechanism?
The thought of how you would trap a chest is interesting to you because of your mind.
I haven't thought of it before,
but you can't find anything that looks like that. Brazino, as you look through the bed, tell me how you look through this bed.
Well, at first I just kind of like pull the blankets back and then just started kind of looking underneath it, kind of checking the whole thing out.
As soon as you pull the blankets back, you kind of notice something weird. The blankets are warm. The pillow's still warm. The bedding is warm. Someone was just here.
I look under the bed really quick.
There's nothing there.
Okay. I tell everybody, like, the bed is still warm. Somebody just here.
Warm from
moments
the fire.
ago.
I turn around right away and like come up to him. I want to look under the bed.
There's nothing there. You guys look through the bed. There's no one in the bed. There's no one under the bed. No one hiding around the bed.
Okay. I don't have time now to loosen the screws on the bed like I wanted to.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to throw the bed into the water.
It splashes into the water and actually breaks apart a little bit. There's no one's in the bed.
Okay. Well, I know. I'm just destroying this guy's bed just in case I don't get to kill him. He doesn't have a bed.
Excellent. There is a exit, it looks like, to this room.
And exactly. I'm going immediately over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll deal with everything else later.
You both run over to the exit, and it is tight. But you can see there is actually light a little ways off. It looks like coming from above down this passageway.
So, Perry, you want me to go ahead and pop this thing?
I trust you, Nico.
Okay. And Kira, it looks like you've read the book. And
Yeah, she casts guidance on you. Okay. Hurry!
So he gets 16.
16. With a satisfying click, the chest opens, and immediately, puff, a cloud of green smoke pops in Yora and Perry Aragos's face. Give me Constitution saving throws as you inhale poison gas.
I love it.
No.
Is this something that is probably not absorb elements kind of thing?
No, it's not.
That's energy.
Wow, nice.
Gotcha. So this is a straight up con save.
Excellent.
It's a great
straight
roll
up con
night.
save.
Okay, here we go. I'll probably end up blessing this too, because why the hell not? Did it go?
Oh, that's. I was like, what's the D6s?
11.
Nico,
2, so 13.
you take 16 points as your lungs burn from the poison.
Burn.
You're also poisoned for D3 rounds. You have disadvantage on all checks, and Perry, you take half as much of that. So you take 8 as you hold your breath long enough to get out, just taking a small inhale of the poison. The gas quickly evaporates, and you look into what looks like an alchemist chest filled with all sorts of nasty-looking chemicals. It's some kind of poisoner's chest. Brazino and Finaze, what are you doing?
Do we hear? Is there like an audible sound when this is opened? And
Oh yeah,
trap?
it definitely makes like kind of a like compression sound, like something releasing, like a.
Okay. I mean, I turn around and I go, everyone, what happened?
I trusted Nico. That is what happened.
Well,
Oh,
and he's like kind of has like a little bit of this green like saliva gooky stuff coming off his chin and hanging off, so he can't even touch his beard, and it looks like he's just been tear gassed a little bit, and so just crying from the eyes. And I'm like, well, at least you had those goggles on. I got it right in the eyes. Feel like holy
you
hell
know
right now.
my voice is half of my work. I'm not going to be able to sing for a week.
What is
Did you
other
find
half?
anything?
So they're gonna, I guess, like at this point, Andy, he can dig through the chest and pull stuff out, or is that
If
like,
you
should they
wanted
just
to,
walk away?
yeah, if you wanted to, or if you, I mean, there's stuff in there you could take, sure, but like, there's a lot of it. It's a big chest filled with all sorts of.
But it's just all alchemical. There's no like tools or like not things that would
There's
use
vials and like it looks like stuff for like mixing things, but it's all related to alchemy.
Could, if you guys want, the alchemists also make healing potions, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so could we, if we could take 10 minutes, I can perhaps identify
What do you guys
What's in
consider
here?
that?
find anything.
But
I don't know if we're in a rush.
They're getting away.
Brazino, maybe we stand guard here while they do whatever they're doing.
If it went through that hole, it probably is in a humanoid form right now, not in a snake form.
Yeah.
And we pretty much gave ourselves away when we blew out the hallway with that fire.
Yeah.
And maybe we find something in here that we can use against it. I mean, clearly, we're going to run into this again if this is his preferred method. Because perhaps this is what's poisoning the water well.
That is what I believe, but how does that help us?
Well, perhaps there's an antidote.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I
And she
personally,
goes-
I'm more into armor myself, but I know that there's other people that have chosen my profession and they've gone a more alchemical route. And it's not
Fakira,
always
what are you
evil.
doing?
She kind of like pauses and looks at the chest, and then she looks at all the satchels, and she starts walking over. to go look at the
You
satchels.
recognize this. This is the relief food that tomorrow's Twilight brought to the city.
Oh,
Nico, do you have the hole? Oh wait, it's full of water. Shit.
but
Shit.
would we when we had the hole, right, and we pulled him out, like the water would have gone down.
Yeah.
And the reality is, like, we could throw the
Yeah, you could have got the water out of there.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can
I think
recon
so.
that, no problem.
She says, Nico, you got the hole?
And he's like, and he kind of like arm in his shoulder, and he reaches into that little side satchel he's got, and then I guess it just looks like a little folded up rag, Andy.
Yeah,
Like a
you
cloth.
could just
So he's-
unfold it.
So last night he put a little leather around it just so like he could touch it, and he's like, maybe you should hold on to this secure because the rate I'm going, things may not end well for me. And he hands you the portable hole and gifts it to you.
Okay. She takes it and she's like, all right, you figure that out. I'm gonna start putting all this in the hole.
I think that'll go a long way to getting us into good spirits with the locals. You could see that boy when he ate those cookies. They need food.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
Theoretically put the alchemical set in there too.
You
Take their
could
tools
indeed.
away
You
from
could take
them.
everything.
Yeah. Including all the dead bodies.
I like that idea a lot better. I'm not sure about the bodies, but
All right,
why don't we?
you guys load all of the food, the alchemical set, into the portable hole. Fold the hole up. You've taken everything that you've identified in this room as kind of useful. Now, what are you going to go do?
Are you guys quite ready yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way over there and kind of just look around as I go at all this other stuff. See if anything catches my eye. That
Yeah. So this is just more food. So you pack that up as well. Everything else looks like refuse or like dead bodies, and most of them are like either like digested at the point where they're not really recognizable or there isn't anything useful on them.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Andy the mathematician.
Thanks, Andy.
That, there we go. Yes, to keep from poisoning himself to death. Excellent.
Right?
Yes.
And poisoning his companions.
Yeah. So how are you looking, Perry?
I'm looking about halfway.
So at this point, gosh, because I mean Nico's almost done. Actually, he almost took himself out of the game. He's gonna be like, buddy, I promise I will get you back later. And then, but he kind of just his armor now is like how he channels magic. Like he doesn't need that little hammer anymore. And this little gem that you guys notice, like in the middle of his breastplate, kind of glows a little bit. And then he just kind of puts his hand on his own heart and casts heal on himself, just so that he's not completely useless. Like once we run into some trouble here. So.
Brazino and Fanaze, you continue down the pathway. It's very tight.
Yes.
And eventually it ends at what look like carved steps in stone that go up. And it is open above you. You exit into the city by a fountain into an open area by what looks like just like a main thoroughfare through the city. And as you look around, you see people. They're just standing around doing their thing. Whoever was in that room, in that bed, when they heard the explosion, got up, ran out, and now is gone into the city.
So stairs just kind of come right out into the city?
Yeah, it just comes right out into the city. And like actually you come out of the back of a fountain.
Okay. So there's people around?
There are.
I asked, anybody see somebody else come out the fountain like a few minutes ago?
Go ahead and give me basically an investigation check as you begin to like talk to people and ask.
Kira will be doing the same.
Okay.
Can we help him?
Sure.
Yeah.
Somebody do it, but do it with advantage.
Okay, well, somebody else can do it.
Is this, what is this? It's an investigation.
Investigation.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. No, I take that back. It's going to be straight. It's not with advantage. It's just going to be straight, regardless of who's helping.
So I don't think I should though, because I think I have disadvantage on everything, right, Andy?
Right. So you're probably trying to catch your.
Well,
But I'm still like, I've got.
It's
shit coming to my
been
eyes.
three. Wait, it's been 3 rounds though.
Yeah, sure, but it's still not going to change whether you get advantage or not.
Right. I understand.
Oh, okay, but
Versus
yeah, I have a
disadvantage
really
goes.
good investigation as long as I don't have disadvantage.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's like one of Nico's things. Here we go. I hope. Yeah, 15.
You
Want me to bless it?
go around and you talk to. Well, you can't roll a 5+ on there.
Oh.
You don't have to do that.
Oh, gotcha.
Don't worry, it's not going to
Okay.
pass. No one saw anything. You get the feeling that whoever was down there was a magician and used some kind of magic to help them escape unseen. As you begin asking questions of everyone around, no one's seen anything. It's getting to be close to early midday.
Do we notice anybody wearing blue? Because it seems to be the magicians all wear blue around here.
No, nobody's
Okay.
wearing blue. you get the feeling that whoever this person is, they just slipped through your fingers. Perhaps you could use some other assets to help you find them, but for now, at least their poisoning of the water and the food won't continue, as you have taken the food and the poison that they were using to poison things. However, you did not get them. This will affect the total effectiveness of your mission completely, but at least it's a success of some kind.
You guys, though,
you begin to look around at the sun and the sky, and you start to think of the performance tonight. Preparations will need to be made, and who knows what surprises will turn up at the performance. You begin to head, with your head hanging low, back to tomorrow's Twilight to prepare for the show and the finale that evening. What will the fate of Alekos be? Find out next Monday at the finale of Arc 1.
An Erna show?
Yeah, and we'll be putting on a really good show, and hopefully Alekos will be saved. We'll find out the fate of Alekos then. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Let's do some shout outs, and we'll kind of talk about a couple of things, how it's gonna go next time. Anyways, again, thank you everyone for being here. Andy the Math Magician, you're the best. Thank you for all the blesses and the banes. Jables, thanks for joining us. We absolutely love you, and we're so glad that you're here to see some of this. L2, thank you for playing with us. It's such a pleasure to have you here. Janelle, we're so happy you're on board with us. Go check out Jason's book. Check out his stream as well. Like, if you're looking for inspiration in how to get your creative juices flowing, it's really cool to see that in action. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all of the blesses and the banes. We have Dark Kingdoms coming up on Wednesday night. Ryan Melee After Dark will be our Dungeon Master. Myself, Matt, Eric, and Jason are playing in that game. Also, Janelle is a guest as well for us.
She's very different.
No
Very
Eric
different.
this Wednesday. It's also St. Patrick's Day. So
I'm
I'm
Irish. I'm out.
Yeah, I hope you are getting triple drunk for the rest of us. Is there anything that anyone wants to plug?
Check out the website for VODs and recaps and character info.
As we're coming up to the end of Arc 1, if you haven't been with us the entire time, all of our videos are up on our YouTube. Check out our website for Discord, for information on us, the players, the Dungeon Masters. Same thing for Dark Kingdoms as well. I've got some really fun plans for the finale of this arc. I can't wait for us to find out what really is going to happen to Alekos. Will tomorrow's Twilight succeed, or will Alekos and all of Theros fall into darkness? Find out next Monday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Stick with us. We'll do our end credits, and we will raid someone else in the D&D community. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming by. It was our absolute pleasure. Until next time.